Well, we're getting started. We got Ted Bishop in the house. We're just getting started. Let me get to that screen. Well, it's just been an average week. We had a very lively live show last week and very, very successful. We had You Dizzy and Captain Jerk, Jimmy C, Hazy Days. I sent an invite out to Sheena and to VW Nut Brian. Brian is just cool on a live stream. He's so laid back. And even if we just have him on for a few minutes, it would be a great thing. Starting something new. I have a troll, and the troll hasn't turned up lately, but because I don't see well, I'm going to do what Jimmy does. And if you want to come up on the panel, you have to be invited. And I want to do that to filter trolls out. I know when you come up in the basement, you're small. And, you have to have room for your main screen. You have to have room for your comments. So Jimmy does it. I don't want to play copycats, but he does it for a reason. And he does a great show and has quite a number of guests. So if you'd like to be invited, let's arrange to get together on some kind of a social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and just old-fashioned email will work fine. We'll just keep everything confidential, but I don't want the troll to come up. Just better to keep it clean and neat and clean. I do have the free StreamYard, which is six on the panel. We may upgrade to the 10, but I want to see how things go. I mean, if there are certain nights that people are going to have to be taking turns to be live, or we're swapping people around, I'm willing to take that initiative and go to sign up for the premium and pay for it. But this thing has to get off the ground. Last week was any indication, it's off the ground. And if we get, Jimmy C does a show, but yeah, I feel bad because it just doesn't line up with my schedule. It's usually late at night. It's on Tuesdays. I'm pretty busy on Tuesdays. I don't work on Tuesdays. I'm involved with my church, and the church is an all day venture, and that leaves little free time for myself until Friday. Friday's pretty much my free day. And anyhow, by invite only. If we regularly get more than 6 on a panel, and if you all want to do it, and the other thing I was going to say is something about support. Tom Noble and Hazy Days and You Dizzy don't regularly do live streams, but I like to have an opportunity to give them the opportunity to let them visit. They don't have to spend time setting up for their live stream. They don't have to make their living room a stage. They don't have to clean off their workbench in the garage. And look, if you're out there listening, do visit Tom Noble's channel. I don't know, the guy is very talented, and he's putting a lot of effort and time into that console. He did get a coat of paint on it. It's black now, and he finished it. It's long from finished. I'm sure he's going to be doing some more refinishing. The final touches on the screws that go through the plexiglass panels. He has the black plexiglass. And I'll be right back. Suddenly got stuffy in here, but we're going to take care of that. But anyhow, then he said something to me, or said something on his show that he was going to do one in the back. And, I had mixed feelings about that. My first, if you're listening, Tom, please don't take this the wrong way, no offense. But if you're going to make videos about doing that back console, it's going to be so agonizing because you've stopped Tom, you have the patience. I wouldn't have the patience with that. I would have just sanded it with some 500 grit, 1,000 grit, painted it probably with a spray can, and not taking shortcuts on it. But unfortunately, no offense to you, Tom, or anybody on the stream, it's like I'm satisfied with a spray can as long as there's not runs here or there. I would have finished it up and slapped it in a month ago. It's an incredible creation. It's beautiful, Tom. Beautiful. I'm looking forward to the exhaust. I was thinking you're going to have it aligned. I don't know how well you know a shop that aligns stuff, but I was thinking wherever you take it for its alignment, you might just discuss with the manager or the shop owner or whatever if you could use some time on their lift, maybe off hours or something, make it a whole lot easier for you to put it on their lift and lift it up in the air and try to work on the exhaust instead of having to bend over and climb underneath the car and all that. But that's just a thought. My nephew rather, he's an alignment guy. He works for a business that does alignments, and I'm sure that he would, if you had access to him, he would bend over backwards and help you out and probably even give you a discount. I wonder if there are automobile clubs. I know they have these for motorcycle clubs where they have a shop, a motorcycle shop that's a business when they're in their hours that they're not open. I think they allow motorcycle owners that are regular customers come in there and they let them tinker on their motorcycle on their own. And, I don't know how much access they would have to the tools in the shop. I'm sure it would be very limited access, but it would be, like the big machines, like the wheel balancer or something like that. Nobody would have a wheel balancer in their garage at home. There are some people that do, but really, if they do, they're rare. Kenny might know somebody. I just want to kick that out there. Probably, I wouldn't want to crawl on my knees underneath the car for hours trying to install the exhaust. Yeah, I've watched Jimmy C. I don't know, at one point he had like 15. And it's what it's like to do a live stream. Well, you've tried it, and some people might get it. You might not get to somebody, like they're in the basement or something. And it gets a little crazy. And as Jimmy said last night, you can have as much to drink as you want. You can get yourself splattered, smashed, and not have to drive home. And sometimes after we've had a couple of drinks, and some of us YouTubers go beyond alcohol, and that's permissible here, no big deal. But the you miss things, like if somebody's in the basement and you're over here reading the comments, and then you're trying to concentrate and listen on somebody else, and then you have two people that want to talk at the same time, and you kind of have to be coached and say, hold it, wait a minute. One bizarre situation we had Chopper's Rule Mark drop in, and he's in Australia, and because of imagine he's on the other side of the world. There was a 2-second delay, and it was always Murphy's Law that he would say something and he would accidentally be, stepping on somebody else. And I kept saying, give it a 2-second wait, because it's gonna have a delay. And that's nice that Mark could drop in, because he's getting ready to go to work. When he drops in on my show, it's 5 a.m. They're pushing 6 o'clock early in the morning. So we're just waiting for a guest. Ted, appreciate you hanging in there. Did you want to come up on the panel, Ted? Let me know, and we'll figure out how to get an invite to you. It's basically you just send an email out. And all you do is say yes, and we'll get the wheels rolling on that. But the troll, like I said, you get busy, you get running the show, and then there's somebody in the basement, and then there's somebody trying to talk to you, and then it's the troll, and there's some naked lady getting off on their screen. And this is adult, but there's a place and time for naked ladies, as we say in the country South. And that's what Pornhub is for. So this is not a porn operation. Now, Hazy, if you're watching, I've got a batch of these. I'll try to go easy this week. I do think I have a little problem, and I've been working on that. Cutting. First of all, I'm at home. When I drink them at home, I never drink at work or anything. But it can't be good for you to drink more than you should. I'm going to try to knock it down to a couple a day, and then maybe go every other day and go cold turkey. It changes the chemistry in your body. It's your body actually has a receptor, an enzyme for alcohol. So apparently alcohol, before humans have been able to make a alcoholic food or whatever, it existed in nature somehow. And for some reason, alcohol is good. It tastes good, it smells good. Let's see if you can smell it. I don't think that pure alcohol has any odor. But Ian, hello there. You're on what social media are we on together? Oh, okay. No more of the alcohol for you, huh? Ian, let me know if you want to come up. And if you weren't listening, the invite only, kind of like what Jimmy's doing. I got a troll, and it must be a bad one because YouTube blocks it most of the time. And they're a jerk. They're a jerk. They say nasty things, and fortunately, YouTube's been able to filter them out. I'm going to go back in and get that link. Let's see. How am I going to do it? I'll do it through Hangouts. Do the cut and paste thing. Pardon the top of my head. You got the blind guy here. So just holler and let me know what I can do is pop the link in the, pop it in there real quick. How do I find you on Facebook? Is there a certain trick to it? Let me check and see if we're already set up. Oh, you have to click on the magnifying glass. Okay. It brought a Ted Bishop up. Let's see. We have two mutual friends. Let's see. Come on, computer. Ted, do you have a beard? You're standing in front of a it's like a station wagon, and there's some kids behind you. You have the right icon, but that's the first one that came up. Yeah, that's why I try to do it a little. I'm working on the time slot. We got a regular that's in Las Vegas, and they run 3 hours ahead of me or behind me, and then the other, you are running around in the evening like that. Bear with me again. There's some other junk in there that I got to get rid of. On computer. I don't do this Facebook that often. Why is it not letting me review? And I got 4 screens going here, 4 different means of communications. You have a big white beard that you let me put the link in there. All right. If you're waiting, Ian, let me get Ted straightened out here. Yeah, I surprised myself by doing it right. It wouldn't. I sent Sheena a link, tried to a few weeks ago, and it kept saying that I had to be friends and all that. I guess we're friends. I mean, if the computer did what it was supposed to do. Let's check the basement. Like I said, I got 4 screens. Ah, Ian, are you doing all right? Did you get the link? Yeah, I just want to watch out for the trolls. You have the link. Where do I get it? Just click it. And then just, it doesn't download anything on your computer or anything. Just click the link, and it'll want to connect with your camera. If you have a camera, you have to have at least a microphone. Yeah, it'll take you straight to StreamYard. It might ask you a few questions the first time. It's not anything like Zoom. Zoom is Zoom is a client. You have to download Zoom onto your computer, and the first time you do Zoom, download it and all that. You go through some steps, but after you've done Zoom once, it does it pretty much automatically. Now you'll come up in an icon on my screen, and they call it the basement because I don't know anything about doing it on a cell phone. I've always done it on a PC, uh, and maybe Ian can help you with that. If people do use it on a cell phone, it works. But I'll tell you who could help you with it is um, Chandog. I've seen him sitting there with 3 different devices trying to turn down mute his YouTube. He'll have YouTube up on more than one device. We'll be getting feedback, and then he would show up twice. One day we had him twice on the stream. Yeah, PC's being used by the wife. Now, no insult to intelligence, but Ted, you have to have a webcam. I got one, it's like $20. I got just the basic Logitech, and it's a USB. It just plugs into one of your USB ports. It can be done on a phone. We need to get someone up here on the panel that knows how to do it. Well, I'm sure Tom is working away on the console. I'm sure he wants to do some final touches on the paint. You know, my suggestion would be is to close all your apps and then go back in and open your web browser and then pull up your Facebook and then click the link. It would be my recommendation if you're using a phone. I don't see why that wouldn't work. If you do decide, now some people have trouble getting both YouTube and StreamYard to work on their phone, so what they do is use two different devices. Like they have a tablet, they might put YouTube on the tablet. You just have to be careful to mute the YouTube because it will get a feedback because of delay. Okay, Ian, well, you have a great night and we'll catch you later. Thank you for showing up. Just hang in there, Ted. I expect someone to drop in any time now. We'll just chill. Hi, Shandog. Are you on? Let me just go ahead and put the link in the chat. Just bear with me. You gotta love machinery. Come on, what the heck? I'm just gonna have to be patient. I don't know what it's doing here. All right, Shandog, you just let me know when you're ready and I'll stick it in there. Well.
Hey, Dave.
Hey,
How you doing?
we're trying to get some technology to work here. I'm doing great.
Technology is not worth it.
I kept hitting the wrong button. The computer was doing what it was supposed to do. I was telling it the wrong thing to do.
It don't matter. Technology ain't worth freaking. Anyway. I've been fighting with technology for decades, and technology can kiss my ass.
It's amazing it works at all, though.
Sometimes. What I've known about this world is if you don't have money, technology is not important. Generally. So I don't like. You notice I don't have a phone in my hand all the time like some people. You know.
Yeah. I just happened to catch myself at a restaurant last night.
You notice how I'm putting this away over here, like almost as far as my arm can reach. Over there.
Yeah.
That's where it sits all the
I
time.
try to set a good example. I don't have that thing glued to me all the time.
No, I don't touch it unless I'm making a phone call or text or whatever. I mean, no, I don't use my phone for everything like people do. I don't go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I stay in my home. What need would I have to use my phone constantly? Why don't I just use the PC? Oh wow. What do you mean PC? Why don't you have a laptop? because laptops are tiny and you could barely see what's on them.
And
Even
they're
if you have better, than 20/20 vision, like me,
then
I
you'd
have
have
better than 20/20
someone-
vision, and I can still barely see what's on the damn thing half the time.
What up,
What up?
Hey, that's a
Go.
man, David? I tell you, I was
How you doing?
so trying to get out of here. I was so trying to get out of here, and I was like, "Oh fuck, David's live. I gotta
Yeah.
go over there."
Where are you trying to go?
He
I don't
wants to go
know.
to the
Trying to go
garage.
outside and be useful, productive.
Well, go,
But
Good
no,
afternoon, Tom.
Jim. If I
Yeah.
had something to, if I had a freaking place to go do stuff, I would be there.
yeah.
No,
offense to it, but
well-
I wouldn't be here. I would be doing
Well,
things.
I made the offer.
disagree with you.
I'm just saying. I would.
I'm just saying, I made the offer, Cap. There's always plenty to do around here, bro. Ted, what's
That's not
up,
what I
Ted?
mean, and you know it.
J-Dog,
What is-
Tom, Ian, yo.
Hey, Ian, if you're still here.
Just saying, yeah.
Oh no, he left.
Yeah,
Hey, Shandog, Ted,
yeah, whatever.
Tom.
Yeah,
No,
Shandog
I know what
must-
you're saying, Jim, but that's not what my point was.
I know.
Jackass.
Uh-huh. I just had to redirect, Cap.
It's good to see you, Jimmy. How are you today?
I'm baked as hell, dude. Baked as hell. I'm freaking smoking the good bud thanks to my sponsor, Growers Paradise 420.
There you go. Have a sponsor.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Raking in the money.
Hey, I ain't raking in no money on that shit, dude. That's all it's all natural. It's all natural. Comes like in baggies like this. All I have to do is give them back
Wow.
the seeds. And I get to keep a handful of it for myself too.
Yeah.
I've had people do that over the years. They're
Yeah.
like, here, freaking take some of this. Just give me the seeds. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Like I can just give me the
Okay.
seeds.
I'm not
Yep.
gonna argue with you.
Yeah, and I can even have some of the seeds, man. So like,
I saved up a few hundred
Yeah.
seeds for this one freaking dude. He's just like, did you do anything to these? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, did you freaking try to soak them or try to grow them? I'm like, no, I haven't done anything to these,
mhm.
So he's like, oh, they've just been hanging out in this little vial. You probably shake it all the time. I'm like, no, dude, I just put the damn seeds in there. I
Uh-huh.
had one of those. I had one of those blunt containers that had the cork in it.
Yeah.
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 And I left them in there.
Was it at least fairly dark, like inside it?
No, it's it was a solid colored one.
Okay, yeah. So it's not.
Yeah. It was from a Garcia
Yeah.
Yrega.
Yeah, it's not like see through. So there's no light getting in it. That's perfect
Just
container.
put them in there. It was
No
perfect.
air, no. Yeah, you know. And all you got to do when it comes to try to use those seeds is float them, put them in water. The ones
No.
that
I gave them
you
back
know,
to the person that gave me the bud.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't bother trying to freaking grow them or anything. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, Here, there's like a couple hundred of them in here.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Trust me, dude. I got
And he did get some decent decent growth out of those ones. He told me.
some of these seeds are awesome looking too.
The bud wasn't bad. It's like mid grade.
That's
Middle of the
Put it
road
this
stuff.
way. That's the bundle of seeds from bags, from like 4 bags.
Yeah.
And it's all separated, but it's wrapped up in that and in a sealed container. That light proof container.
Yeah, I didn't mind getting freaking buds with the beans in it. We used to call them
Nope.
we call them beans.
Yeah,
Is,
man. Hey,
A lot of the
Yeah.
time, like regular little seeds. Oh, okay, yeah, whatever. But once in a while, you get one seed that's like monster. It's like almost looks like a little bean. You're like, holy crap! We
Beads.
call them beans.
Good idea.
yeah, man.
So anyway, how's Dave
Anyway.
been today?
David's good.
Yeah,
David's
dude.
rested up. He had the day off.
All right,
Aw.
outstanding. Yeah, my apartment really, really stinks of onions today. I cooked some onions earlier and I can't get the stench out of the air.
Well,
But I
I
killed my freaking apartment with onions.
I'm sure there's a
wouldn't me
remedy
at all.
to
You
get rid of
know,
onion smell.
that wouldn't bother me at all.
No, I mean it wouldn't bother me
I
so
mean,
bad if I had better ventilation in here.
well, I mean, you know,
Now, once in a while when you cook onions, it just kills you. You're like,
are
ooh.
you a little gassy?
No, not yet.
That's the only time I'd be crying about the onions
No, not yet.
when they're freaking.
No, I cooked some taters with onions. I cooked the onions separately.
Yeah,
They caramelized a little
yeah.
far.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that, man. I'm the type of guy that when the onions, when the first batch of like peppers and onions, let's just put it, yeah, I'll cook a batch till it's just shy, um, well, until it softens up. When it's real good and soft, nice and loose, that's I'll throw fresh ones in there, so that the first ones will caramelize really good, and by the time those ones caramelize good, the newer stuff is still nice and hearty. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? They don't caramelize. They don't get that far, so you get a nice mix of both. But I'll let some of that shit char right the fuck up, yeah.
Sorry.
I ran through StreamYard, but it ignored the link. I will try again later when she's off PC. All right, Ted.
Ted was trying to do it on a phone. I could not.
Yeah. Yeah, Ted, you have to click on the link that he sent you. You got to use that link. And if you need the password and stuff, that's a different story. Phones ain't easy. You
No,
should
there's
put your
StreamYard.
phone on desktop and then try and come in.
I don't have it set up that way.
I don't know how to do any of it. Sorry. Not with phones.
I use my phone. I use my cell phone like a phone.
My phone is more like a it's more like a pager.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
know
a
that when
pager.
somebody calls me, it's not going to be somebody that I know because people that I know don't call me.
Yeah, it's a pager, a phone book.
I know it's going to be a telemarketer or a scammer. People that know me, they don't call me. They might text, but no.
Yeah.
There's only one person that actually calls me.
I
One.
bet you I know.
Yeah,
who
it's
it
probably your mother.
No,
is. No.
I don't talk to my mother at all.
Well,
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
After 6
That would
years.
have been my guess, though.
maybe your
She
sister.
called me one time. She called me one time earlier this year or last year or whatever, and I said hello.
Yeah.
Who's this? And she's like, "This is your mother," and I hung up on her.
I hung up on my mother one time. She didn't talk.
I have nothing to say to that person.
I did that once. Don't
Anyway, point being, no, nobody calls me on my phone. I mean, if people called me more often, then I would. But nope, only one person ever calls me anymore.
I hear that.
I hear that.
And it's not a relative, it's a friend. And yeah, that's it.
I understand that, Captain. My phone never rings. I don't even get texts anymore from like anybody. I've become such a recluse, you know. They're like,
I use Google Hangouts more than I use my phone. Because I don't use Google Hangouts on my phone. I use it on my computer. Speaking of my phone,
The only thing I have on my phone
hang
is I
on.
have email.
What?
That's about it.
hmm.
You know, if you're out
What's
late,
it? The jerk? It's you dizzy?
oh no,
Mhm.
where is he?
I on the phone with Captain. I bet.
Oh, so you dizzy
Is
is,
it you? Yeah, I bet it's you dizzy.
and I bet you Captain already sent you dizzy the link too.
Mhm.
You dizzy? I'm doing invites only to. Because I don't see well, and whoever's in the basement, I can't see who they are because they're kind of faded out. It's the way it's made.
What? Who was it, Captain?
Was it dizzy?
It's somebody lurking.
Oh, huh?
Just
Well, you know that would be
look at me. They
dizzy.
call me and they're like, "Ha ha ha! It's you, bitch." That's all right.
Just
You
to make
just
your
said-
phone ring.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh fuck! It's great that somebody's actually paying attention.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Whatever. That's good.
Yeah. Tom.
It's probably Tom. He probably called you.
Uh-huh.
You'll never know because
He's in the garage.
You know, Tom's got Captain's phone number without a doubt.
Oh yeah, probably.
I probably have it. I
probably,
just never called.
probably without a
I
doubt.
think Jimmy's probably got it too.
I think I do.
I give
It's
him
probably
that
under
respect.
there as like the jerk or something like that, but
Yeah.
who knows? Let me look. I'm gonna look. Now I'm gonna go look.
It's all right.
Oh, what did I get? A text?
Hey, Crystal.
What?
I don't care. It's just Clay.
I'm curious who's lurking. I bet you it's you, Dizzy.
That's my first guess.
That would be my first guess.
Who knows?
Oh, what was I doing?
I'd like to get VW Nut up here. I don't have any way to get a hold of him.
I don't either. I
And I respect
think I
VW Nut. I want to respect his privacy, but
I don't
Yeah.
think I ever had him on email, and I know I don't have him on Hangouts. So
I don't have any.
the only way I would know how to get a hold of that fella is to go to one of his videos and leave a comment. That's it. That's the only way.
I would leave a comment with you Dizzle to pass it on. That's what I'd do. Because
I comment on VW Nuts videos all the time.
I do too.
He knows who I am. I met VW Nut. You know, he's part of the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose you could
Yeah.
just leave a message on his freaking.
Starting to get some
Page,
gas
right?
now. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
But when I messaged Hazy, and I messaged them early today, I told him to pass on a message to VW Nut so we could have him up. Maybe he did. I don't know.
Why do you have to go the exact opposite direction? You freaking twat. Ah! Come on. There we go. Trying to get something out from like right next to my computer tower. And as I'm trying to grab it, it's going underneath the tower.
Don't you hate that?
Right? How much shit you get stacked on the tower?
No, it was like right next to it. So it's like
Yeah.
creeping underneath the tower as I'm trying to
Well,
grab
there's
it.
a gap.
Yeah. Did you get it?
Here's Tom's tablets, which are just the exact freaking like
Yeah.
right size to slip underneath. I'm like, mother. Anyway,
Fucking exhausted, man. Got like 2 hours sleep last night.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Had to get up wicked early to take the wife to get the MRI.
okay.
So,
Hey.
you know.
Can you see all those lumps on my freezer, right there where my thumb is?
Kinda, yeah.
That's my freezer. You see the big box up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are skulls.
Oh, yeah?
There's about 200 skulls on that freezer.
No shit.
Yep.
You need to make a video. Make an ad, a banner. A background picture.
No,
little
because I don't wanna buy
advertisement.
Halloween decorations until Halloween. That's
Yeah.
what I've freaking known.
Well, yeah, but
Most
guess
people-
what? People
Most
like to
people
buy
would
them.
call something. Most people would consider that to be Halloween, but
Yes, but Halloween is upon us, dude. For buying,
I know that.
people want to buy now.
But
So
like I said, most people don't buy Halloween stuff until like October.
well, yeah, but you might as well get the flyer made now, man. Send me some pictures, Captain. I'll make a banner for you.
Oh. Yeah, how much to rent space on your freaking wall there, bud?
You just fucking you just send me some fucking pictures, dude.
He'll negotiate a price.
Try and be fucking cinematic, please. Put some effort into it.
I can make a commercial. I do have a camera.
You should really, dude.
I still have
Fucking-
webcam.
I mean, dude, you know you got the
capabilities that can actually freaking
Cap.
do live streams.
Captain. You know you have charisma, right? Right?
What's
You're
that?
aware of that, right? Are you aware of that fact?
What's that?
Okay.
Is that a new variant of COVID going around?
Well, yeah, yeah, because it's real catchy. It's real catchy when you have charisma. People tend to want to be, you know,
Do they make a
Around.
topical ointment?
okay. It's like magnetism. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, try putting some of your stupid ass, jerky ass stuff into commercials without being a total asshole. Be a goofy asshole.
Come by my scalps.
Okay.
I rubbed it
Yeah,
all
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Be a goofy asshole, not a fucking jerk off, you know? I understand you're Captain Jerk and you should play it off, you know, but put your swag on and do it, man. You should have done it fucking 2 years ago when I told you to, the first time. You fucking enough with the negative vibes, Captain.
The mailman always comes now.
Uh-huh.
You know, at that time, Jimmy, I was actually trying to step away from YouTube
I know.
as a
I know.
as
You
a
took your
content
breather.
provider.
You had your chi. You had your Zen moment, and you came back, and you needed to go back again to reiterate.
Yeah, I'm
that,
not. I made the determination a long time ago. I figured this out a long time ago. I cannot be a freaking full-time content provider. It just can't happen.
Yeah, you don't have to
I
be.
can't do it.
You don't have to be. You don't.
It
have
would
to.
be nice if I had it to be one of those guys, but I just don't.
Right, but you don't have to be though. You don't. You know what you have to be. You have to be Captain Jerk. Okay. And Captain Jerk doesn't have to be so miserable. He just has to be.
Captain Jerk doesn't have his shit together in his head. Is what
I
it
know
is.
he doesn't, and that's why I'm trying to talk you through it, brother, from day one.
Country Living Homestead. How you
and-
doing?
And Hold that thought because I gotta go walk the mutt. All right, I'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah, let's all take a break for station identification because I'll be right back.
And now a brief pause for station identification. This is the David Collins channel. You're watching it on YouTube, on the internet, the World Wide Web, in the United States of America. This is the year 2021. I am Captain Jerk, sitting in for David Collins temporarily while he has an opportunity to shake the dew off the lily. Yeah, I know. How you doing? It's good to see you, buddy. Today's date would be Friday, September 17th, 2021. It is currently 5:28 Eastern Standard Time. It is currently 71 degrees and partly cloudy. Overcast. I miss you too, dude. Friggin', I'm still here. I don't know why, but I'm still here. I don't know how, but I'm still here. We don't know how or why. We're still here. I'm still standing.
MD.
There's
Well,
Dave.
I feel guilty for not putting as much.
Welcome
content
back, Dave. I didn't show too much of my naked anatomy while you were gone. Only the parts that'll get you in trouble. I'm kidding.
on. I can't get in trouble.
Hey, it's dead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Mute
you.
your YouTube.
Yeah, you got to mute the YouTube.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You have to mute your YouTube part.
That was the
Can you hear me? I have to what to YouTube?
Mute.
turn the volume down on your YouTube.
Will do.
It'll take a few minutes. There's a delay. It's about 15 seconds.
Gotcha. Will do.
It'll take a few minutes. There's a delay. About 15 seconds.
Uh-huh. You frozen there, Ted?
Yeah, I'm up to start it again.
Yeah, what I'm thinking has happened is it's the bandwidth or you're on Wi-Fi.
He's probably got a bandwidth leech somewhere.
Yeah.
There's probably a parasitic connection on a random stray, like a stray phone that somebody's like trying to access it on, or
Yeah.
trying to hack into his signal through a freaking laptop or a PC somewhere. I hope you're not sharing that with anybody.
He's gone.
I mean, you can share it with your family and things like that, but me and Crystal, we got
I'm gonna go ahead and
what?
close him out of StreamYard, and then he can go into YouTube, do what he needs to, and then go
Yeah,
back.
throw them in the basement.
Wait, yeah. Let him get his technology back together, and then
Okay.
we're on a station break anyway. But I wanted to say is I'm getting, I want to put more content on the channel, and I want to put more videos on it. But what I've set up a challenge where I could it has to be under a minute. I put the first one up there was 59 seconds, and it's a video about my kitchen. And I'm going to try to do one a week, one every 2 weeks, but at least videos are popping up. People are seeing, new stuff's coming up, even if it's something stupid. I don't, outside of work and stuff like that, I don't have much of a life. I'm not a big YouTube producer.
Maybe I should do a Beetlejuice shtick for a commercial on my freaking channel.
I remember when I was in middle school, we had to do a commercial. It was an assignment. And it was back long enough ago that video was before the VCR. I mean, the beta just came out, but I remember it was the video recorder had reels of tape on it, and it was in black and white. But everybody in the class had to make a commercial and put it on a video. And it was like a minute, the whole tape, the whole class wouldn't fill a reel of tape up. And we sat one day and we played back all of our commercials. That's what we did for one day for class. I had a newborn sister. I did a diaper commercial.
Wow.
Why I don't know. But that
So,
was what I advertised.
How old is your sister?
She'd be 42.
Oh wow, she's quite a bit younger than you.
And I'm 13 years older than she is, so I'm 50.
Yeah. That's crazy.
This was in 1979 that we did.
That is a wider. Oh yeah, she's younger than me too. That's a wider gap than it is between me and my youngest sibling. My youngest sibling is currently 34, and that's my little brother. He was born in 1987, which is
All right.
12-year difference
14.
between he and I. So.
And didn't your younger sibling get spoiled?
Huh? What happened?
Did your sibling get spoiled?
Well, of course they did. Of course they did. Well, it looked like they did because they were younger than me, But things were different in the 80s, A lot of people had divorcee crises back then,
Yeah,
So,
the 80s was the crisis
a
decade.
lot of shattered families, a lot of divorce going around. The divorce lawyers were hot shots and stuff, if you remember correctly. And divorce was like a big deal and a high profile thing. Now it's like an everyday common thing where the divorce lawyers are freaking just regular people. They're just regular attorneys again, But back in the 80s, they were all hot shots because back in the 70s, divorce was still controversial,
Yeah.
And in the early to mid 80s, it was kind of controversial, but it just turned into like popular culture. And then by the time the freaking late 80s was like, by the time we entered the late 80s, it was beginning to be like like the new fad almost. And by the early 90s, like the late 80s to into the early 90s, a couple of years after that, it was like people were trying to freaking, trying to get away from their lousy spouses. But at the same note, there was also a growing movement of people that were trying to shame them finally. Trying to shame all the like people that were frivolously throwing divorce around, And then by the freaking by the mid 90s, it was just like, shut up. Nobody cares about your stupid divorce. Shut up.
Yeah, it was almost a rite of passage in the 90s. And they say second marriages work out better than first marriages. My sister we mentioned,
maybe
she married somebody that cheated on her. And they got a divorce. And her second husband is just wonderful. I mean, they had kids together and everything. Nothing. It's a night and day difference.
I'll tell you what. I know a lot of people that had their first marriage, and it wasn't terrible, but they were still unsatisfied with it, and they got divorced. And then I'll cite example, and this might be the exception rather than the rule, but his second wife, he got her. She already had a bunch of kids, and well, he gave her another one, and then she went and cheated on him with the freaking drug addict neighbors, and she threw him out of the house, and well, he pretty much built that house. He took it and he restored it and rebuilt large sections of it, and she threw him out of his home, and that was just not right. But she turned out to be 10 times worse than his first wife. Just that might be the exception rather than the rule, like I said. But
yeah,
there's no guarantee with anything like that. You just gotta figure it out as take it as it comes, or just work with it as it happens. Kind of like pizza dough. Sometimes you get a good pie. Sometimes you get a discus.
Discus.
Sometimes you get a discus. You're just like, let's cut this. How do you break a pizza cutter?
That reminds me of the first pizza that I made on the grill. It was a bit discus, but the second pizza turned out just fine. We were having a hurricane, the electricity was off, and we had all this stuff in our freezer, and we had a couple of frozen pizzas.
Yeah.
And I
did the same thing.
I mean, in theory, the first one should have come out, but it burned on the bottom. So somehow I figured out how to insulate it a little better on the bottom so it wouldn't burn. I don't remember it. It's been too long ago.
I made pizza bites on the grill. They didn't come out fantastic.
Well, when you don't have electricity, you'll figure out how to cook a lot of things on a grill.
Well, pizza bites are you can eat them frozen, or you can eat them thawed and just like they're cooked already. All you gotta do is,
I think they'd be easier to make.
Bake them in the oven, and to make them palatable. But no, I cooked them on the grill. Like they were hot, but they weren't crisp. Yeah. They're kind of. I wrapped them up in tinfoil and threw them on there, and then when I took them off, they were hot. They were hot enough to eat, but they kind of steamed inside the
Yeah, you steamed
so
them.
they didn't really crisp up. So they were mushy, but they were hot enough to eat, and it warmed you up, and it was food. But
grill that the lid closed on, so it was more like an oven. It roasted more than it was more like a roaster than an oven.
No, that was 2011, about a decade ago, and we had lost power for days. So we just went and stuck all our food in the freaking snow outside.
Yeah, that's a good idea. At least
Right in this building, we were living here. we were living in a different apartment though.
Yeah.
So I humped up a bunch of snow on the ground, like kicked it and dug it and lumped it up and shoved all our food in there, and it worked.
Yeah.
It saved all our food from spoiling, that's for sure. The chicken kind of thawed a little bit, but that's okay. We were going to eat it anyway.
Yeah.
And
It's still
it was
kept.
only there for like another couple of days before we cooked it. So it was like being in the refrigerator.
It's
Essentially.
like, it was just like it being in the refrigerator. Should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it was nice. Wasn't bad. Nope, we didn't get sick from any of it or nothing. We had a perfectly fine time, you know. And it Chris was like, I actually lost weight during that time. Well, it's not like we weren't eating or anything. No, we ate.
had all this food we had to eat up.
I'm pretty sure she lost some weight due to stress because it was very cold and we were shivering a lot.
Your body required energy to keep itself warm.
Yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
shivering is a form of stress, and it does require a lot of calories.
Burned up a lot of calories in the process.
Yeah, man, it's energy, man. You burn energy shivering. That's why it keeps you warm.
So yeah, there's
Uh-huh.
that. Crystal's washing all the dishes and
Hey.
things. Thanks, Bunny.
Yeah.
You gonna make what?
Coffee.
No.
Yeah.
She's making coffee. Tis the season to want warm beverages and things, several times a day.
Right?
I just don't want to fall back into the pattern of drinking more than one coffee a day personally.
Okay.
Crystal is going crazy and just desires it. And I'm like, do you have to drink 2 or 3 coffees a day? Really?
Well,
I got her off of the coffees.
well.
I got her off the energy drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
We were doing great, but she's like sitting there freaking like, I have a headache. Damn it.
In other
So-
words, she just wants her fucking coffee, man. Just let her have her coffee.
I have about 3 cups a day.
As long as you keep it, under a gallon a day.
I also have to remember that hold on. I also have to remember that she's in her 30s and I'm in my 40s.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wait till you're in your 50s.
So
Uh-huh.
You'll start going to bed at night.
Yeah, and she doesn't have the same issues you do. Right?
no, she doesn't.
Right. So,
She never did.
right. You're
She's
a
got
little
good
more.
genes. She's got
You're a
those,
little more.
those good Scandinavian genes.
Right. I mean, I understand she's a little more fragile, but
And the Scandinavians, they love their coffee.
Everybody loves coffee, Crystal.
There's a time.
Well, not everybody, but
I drank a pot of coffee a day at one time.
Yes, Jimmy, we know. You don't love coffee, and you don't love brown gravy. We know.
yeah. Just saying.
Do you like
That
black
shit-
licorice?
Actually, I don't mind that at all.
Actually, I do like black licorice.
Mhm.
Nah.
I mean, I can't eat a lot of it, but I'll definitely eat a few pieces of it.
Oh, I could eat
Yeah.
a whole bag of black.
I
Oh,
probably,
hate that.
I know it gets a little strong. Like the good stuff it's a little too strong for me.
Yeah, you
I
had
mean,
to
if it's a
get the
little-
good licorice.
If it's the cheap stuff, I could probably eat the whole fucking bag. But
There's this stuff from Scandinavia actually. It's it's this really super strong black licorice that's
Yeah.
crusted with salt.
ooh,
I've heard of that. Yeah,
It's like a 1/4 inch thick
Ooh.
on the piece.
it's good with salt. I mean, they call
what?
Crazy.
What?
It's crazy.
it must have been a way to preserve it at one time before refrigeration. They would just cover it in salt.
But hang on.
I don't know. So what you been up to, David?
Not much.
How far are you from Maryland?
Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh, about. See, how long would it take me to get to Maryland? Probably about 5 hours.
Oh,
And it all depends on where in Maryland.
oh yeah, you don't drive a car, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I've been to Maryland. It took us about
Mhm.
6 hours to drive from Maryland to here. But
You know anyone near Columbus?
no, I don't even know where Columbus, Maryland
Ohio.
No, Maryland or Columbia, something
Mm-mm.
like that.
is. I
I think it was
know,
Columbus.
what's the name of that place? This guy works for the power company up there. What's his name? It's outside of D.C. He lives within that D.C. area, like between Baltimore and D.C.
I don't know.
There you go, Jimmy. I just sent you a link.
The name of it will come to me. But it's one of those places right outside of Washington, D.C.
How do I remove the pin?
D.C.
What did you send me, Captain?
I sent you a link.
Oh, to the liquid.
You know who LA Beast is, don't you?
I've heard the name, but I've never.
He's a food challenge guy. One of the guys does a lot of food challenges, and well, he's the Beast for sure, dude. Cool dude. You would probably enjoy watching him if you enjoy any kind of eating challenges and stuff.
Yeah, you know.
Well, he grew up in the '80s, and he's kind of a dork. So, and that's putting it mildly. He's kind of a mega dork, but he's funny. You would appreciate his humor, put it that way.
Jimmy, what's in Columbia, Maryland?
Oh yeah, sorry. A brewery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Columbia's got a shortage of those, right?
You want me to
Was
you
it?
want me
I
to
thought it
check
was-
that out for you?
Oh, maybe it was Washington. Freaking.
Like
I know it wasn't.
there's probably a brewery in just about every town in America.
Well, I'm trying to remember where the fuck it was.
We are one beer drinking country for sure, dude.
It wasn't there. It was. Yeah,
it's
Washington,
great stuff.
Maryland. Or maybe it was Cambridge. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was Cambridge. It must have been Cambridge. Let me check. Let me check. I think I had freaking.
I thought you were making coffee.
I'm making coffee for me.
Oh, is that a fact?
Yeah, unless you want coffee too.
No.
You probably live closer to Maryland than I do.
Nah, it's like an 8-hour ride.
Or that the water was enough, so I just filled it.
Okay. I noticed that it takes very little time at all for that thing to heat up water when it's just like to the minimum line,
Yeah.
and it does heat up 2 cups of water for whatever.
Well, how you would get to D.C. from where I am?
North.
Could have sworn I had a book.
You'd hop on I-40, then on 85, and then the 95.
Dude, I'm sure there's plenty of signs to DC from where you are.
Yeah. Well, if you can get on I-95, you can get there. At 95 is a straight shot.
DC, that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's
Well, if you
Cambridge.
head north, you'll start seeing signs.
It's Cambridge, Maryland, is what we're trying to get to. There's a brewery there, the RAR Brewery, and they make specialty beers, and I've had a few of them. Those are the ones that they look like the Slurpee dude on the label, but he's like a booze bag. At any rate, they're coming out with a wrestling themed ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I got to get a hold of someone down there to get some of them.
So there's a brew pub here in Connecticut, in Granby, Connecticut. It's on Route 20, I believe. It's called the Cambridge House.
Mhm.
Good
There's a
stuff.
lot of places with that name.
Good stuff. Really, really good. Really good brews over there, dude. I've been
I
over
bet.
there. They make nice stuff. But it tastes good. They're not afraid of flavors.
Yeah, these are that's what these things are. A lot of flavors. Like one of them was maple bacon pancake, and it was basically breakfast
Was
in a
that the
can.
breakfast beer you were drinking?
Yeah, it was a breakfast beer. It was like I forget what what was in it, but it was like pancakes and eggs in a fucking can, man.
It's like
And
the
another one of
Hangover.
them was like a strawberry shake. I forget what it was supposed to be, but it was a strawberry shake. And freaking, I downed it at like fucking 5:00 in the morning on freaking Lone Star Stream. Poured it in a beer glass and just chugged it.
I just happened to be on.
And these are collectible
watching
beers, So it was like these beer snobs are like dying, because I was like
Well,
not
I'm sure you
enjoying
can
it. I'm
buy.
just like
They have places here you can buy beer, snobby beer. We have Total Wine and More. Now they call themselves Total Wine and More. That's where you can find
Hello.
what
snobby beer.
on the floor right there, I think.
I'll tell you something. When I was a young man, sipping and enjoying was not the name of the game. It was all about party. And since we were teenagers when we started drinking, it was about drinking quickly so you didn't get caught.
Did you do the Jello shots?
Jello shots were great. But
We
Well,
still
you can
do-
hide the alcohol.
I have a friend that makes Jello shots fucking on the regular still. Every time
I have a
every
lot of
time I
friends that
party
make
with her.
Jello shots.
Yeah.
I had them at Dizzy's party. Actually, they were pretty good.
I don't know. You might have
And
seen
I actually got jealous because the day I got back, Dizzy, there was somebody that stayed for another day after I did, and they sat around and ate the Jello shots all day. And I remember getting jealous.
Fuck yeah, man.
Well,
Dizzy's
tell you what.
if you saw those shorts I did a couple weeks back, sitting around a fire, there was a milk crate right in front of the fire that was there for people to throw the Jello shot containers in.
Yeah.
And if you get it in, freaking, they'll throw another Jello shot at you.
Yeah, cool. I could probably do about 6 of them, and then.
Are you familiar
Probably
with a
would be able
band
to
called
get
Max
great.
Creek?
Who?
Max Creek.
I think you've said that a million times to me.
They're a local jam band. I don't know how far their reach is.
Yeah,
They're in Connecticut largely.
Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know if they
you've.
went up to freaking northern New England or whatever. But Max Creek used to get advertised on the radio and stuff like that. Max Creek, jam band, freaking just hanging out in the parking lot at Max Creek, you get wasted, dude.
I hear that.
And you'd be able to have fun.
I know.
Anyway, when people go to those kind of things, a lot of my friends used to go to Max Creek all the time, and Phil and friends. If you don't know who Phil Lesh is, he's from Fish.
I've heard of Fish.
Band Fish.
Yeah.
I know Fish, but no.
Well, anyway, Phil Lesh from Fish, he went off and did his own thing for a while. So a lot of my friends, the hippies and stuff, they'd follow different freaking bands like that, with different jam bands, and Dave Matthews and stuff. Well, anyway,
I gotta help the wife. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Another station break.
They would all have
where
Jello
are you?
shots, like crazy amounts of Jello shots. I was trying to tell him that before he left. But. Oh, yes. And there were several different people that were in competition for being called the Jello Man. Well, one thing I know, a half gallon of vodka and a few what do you call it, packages of Jello does not necessarily make one the Jello Man. You get me?
I I got drunk as shit on vodka one time. That's the worst hangover I ever had in my life. I mean, it was so bad. The next day, the alcohol was coming out of my pores.
Oh yeah, vodka's rough stuff. You got to be
And
careful.
you know what? I went to work, which I don't know how I did it.
All right. Sorry about that, Captain.
That's all right. No, I was just trying to tell you. During those freaking shows, there's a lot of Jello shots flying around, and there were several people that I knew that were in competition to be called the Jello Man. And one of those guys was the clear winner in that little competition. I'm not going to bother mentioning his name because that's irrelevant here, but
Uh-huh.
I knew a lot of freaking shot guys.
Yeah. In other words, he had a huge tongue and could clean the thing in one shot.
No,
No.
I'm talking about selling Jello shots
Oh.
in the parking lot at
Oh.
the show.
Oh, that's a different story.
Just being known,
That's a whole
for the
different
freaking
story.
dudes that sell the Jello shots. Like every time he shakes your hand, you'll find at least 2 Jello shots in it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Was that $5?
You gotta shake the dude's hand, and he'll sneak his other hand up and freaking just shove Jello shots in your hand as you're walking away.
Mhm.
As you're freaking releasing his hand, Jello shots appear in your hand. You're like, "Thanks, dude."
Mhm.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
And I was telling Dave, just because you got a handle of vodka and a bunch of packages of Jello does not make you the Jello Man.
No, you have to have multiple flavors.
I tell you.
You know, I mean,
Oh yeah, no doubt, dude.
you got go with my friend
You also have to
Jen.
have. You also have to give people the freaking option of, different freaking effects. Like these ones are sour. These ones are super sweet. These ones
Yeah.
are just regular. You know.
Yeah,
And,
and these ones
are
are
made with-
oh my fucking god.
These ones are made with 80 proof vodka. These are made with 100 proof vodka.
We have a friend Jen. Jen's the Jello. She's the Jello shot queen. Okay, without a doubt. Okay, and there's a notorious evening up at camp. She's like, she made the Jello. She got primed. She was preparing for the week, right? She got for the weekend. She made like 300 Jello shots or some shit like this in one night, right? And of course she's sampling, and she says somewhere around the Sex and the Beach and the freaking the watermelon, she lost track of how she was pouring. And then there was the mystery Jello, because she had no idea what she put in it or what flavor it was supposed to be.
It happens.
She had to do quality control. She had to make
Well,
sure
let's
she was
just
making
say
quality product.
quality control went out the window about when she got to about 100. You know, she got 100 of the 300 made. But needless to say, we had Jello shots for the entire weekend. You know,
Well,
a
she made
3-day long weekend.
400 Jello shots and she ate 100 of them.
There was only about 4 of us, or 5 of us, really hitting them. You know,
I was deadly with them freaking Jello shots, dude. You don't leave me around the Jello shot tray or the stack of them or the container or whatever you got them. You don't leave me around there unattended. Just saying, this is probably not.
Jello shots will start disappearing.
Yeah,
fly.
it's just like you don't leave me around the holiday cookie tray unattended. Okay.
Well, when I was going to Mom's for Christmas, she would say, "David, you're the only one that knows where the cookies are."
Cap's
I would
the
know the hiding
Cap's the
place.
type that fills his pockets.
And I said, "Mom, I'll
Cookies in
be
here
your,
for later.
I'll hide the cookies for you if you let me have one cookie." She would say, "Okay." It was on top of the refrigerator in the back. nobody could reach it except me.
Uh-huh.
No, there's a very good reason that I'm a fat guy.
I mean, she couldn't reach the
I
cookies.
understand, dude.
There's a very good reason for that.
I understand.
Yeah.
No way.
Dude, you
Well,
know, we stopped in for breakfast at one of our favorite places this morning because we were driving right by it.
That's a good excuse.
I go in, I hadn't, you know, we hadn't been, we were there like 2 weeks ago, but we hadn't been there, you know, much in the past 6 years. So we went back, right? And both of us, the first time we were there, wished we had ordered something else because, you know, we just, you know, it was like, yeah, we guessed wrong, you know. And this today, I just went with my gut and I ordered the big breakfast. It's 2 eggs, 2 pancakes or French toast, 2 sausage, 2 bacon, you know, toast, home fries, you know, it's a fucking plate, you know, and man, I didn't eat fucking half of it. Back in the day, I'd have been upset that I didn't get a fucking
There's
some
this
hash browns
place.
to go with it, you know.
There's this place here. I always order too much. Well, last time I didn't get the pancakes, and that was just about the right amount of food. I couldn't eat the toast. But this place, they serve way too much. I mean, you order something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get a
I
whole
love
breakfast
places like that.
for like
Yeah.
$7, and it will be more
Yeah.
food than you can eat. You know.
We used to have a place like that around here called the Red Arrow, but they moved to Nashua, so I was like, fuck. Can't blame them. Bigger crowd, you know. But
Well, that restaurant is where I take, people from out of town and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
they put on a good breakfast. Take them out to breakfast. That way I know they're going to get a good breakfast and they get anything they want, all the variety. They want eggs, they want liver mush, they want bacon, they have all of it. Salmon cakes.
Salmon cakes.
Yeah, they have those for breakfast.
salmon cake sounds pretty good. Could use a couple crab cakes right about now. Now there's a spot for brown gravy, Captain, but white gravy's better.
Yeah, white gravy's better.
Hmm.
You get your eggs and your hash browns and your salmon, your crab cake, and put your white gravy all over all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
smother that thing in gravy.
Yeah. You got it, man. I agree.
But what isn't brown gravy is spaghetti sauce to you guys, right?
What
You don't do the cold spaghetti sauce gravy, do you?
the fuck? No.
Oh, okay.
Spaghetti
That
The
must
what?
just
Not me.
be like Philadelphia. and stuff.
spaghetti better have some kind of red sauce on it,
Yeah.
or like a really buttery Italian dressing type thing, maybe.
Why?
But why? Because that's the way I prefer to eat it. I mean, I don't like the I'll do the fettuccine Alfredo or something like that, you know.
Now
Not-
the Alfredo
not like,
sauce is
you know.
the Alfredo sauce is different
Yeah.
from the butter sauce.
Yeah, I'll do an Alfredo.
The Alfredo sauce has cheese in it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I like it. I prefer a really thick, hearty meat pasta sauce. You know,
Yeah, well, they just call it a
marinara.
meat
You know,
sauce. Yeah.
yeah. A lot of burger in it. Yeah, or sausage.
And good
I'm a
combination.
big
there.
fan of that. Oh yeah. Anywho, I gotta go get busy because,
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying to
gotta-
go get busy.
I'm looking out for Tom. I don't know where he is.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was quite a while ago, wasn't it? if I can get it done, I'll come on. What? Apparently, he couldn't figure it out.
Well, he's sanding.
Or he's still trying to straighten that thing out, right?
Right, he painted it. I don't know if you saw his video.
I saw the video that he painted it. I was like, what? I can't believe he didn't sand out them fucking runs.
That's probably
Oh,
what he's
man.
doing now.
All that sanding he did, trying to make that thing smooth, and you're gonna leave a couple runs in it.
No, he's not going to leave the runs. I
Oh,
guarantee
oh
it.
my god!
One of them was on the inside.
Either way,
He only
you know,
knows about it. Nobody would ever see
yeah,
it.
the inside one. Who cares about that? That little hole. I don't care about that. But,
Well, who's going to sit in the car and pull that?
but
lift
when you
that
walk
thing
in
up
and you
look
see
and
that
look
corner
for a run?
sticking out,
And it was
because they
underneath.
were both on corners where the seats sit, so you might not even see them. But
No, one would be covered.
no one is there. Just fucking, huh?
No,
All the work
nobody
he's
would ever
putting in that
notice
car.
those
Come on,
runs were there. Tom only knows about those runs.
yeah, huh?
I don't think he should put that molding in there because that molding's
That
plastic.
T-molding? No, the T-molding.
Yeah,
that shit sucks.
It now around that curve, he would have to take a pair of diagonal cutters.
It always shrinks. It never stays put.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, that would be a mess, especially around where that. If it was
I would
straight
rather
shot.
see. I would rather put a nice clean line of like black weather stripping down there.
That would be much better than the T molding. I
Right.
would buy the weather stripping. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could even just glue down like that rubber stuff that you use the spleen for screens. You could just line it with that. And be
Well,
done
they
with
make
it.
a thing called piping, that upholstery
Yeah,
use.
yeah.
He could get some black piping and put just on one half of that. He could staple it down.
Actually,
and then put the two halves together, and that would look like a very clean design.
Mhm.
Just get
And
some
that's
of
a
that
great,
black.
and that's a great place to put a little bedazzlement type stuff too.
Yeah, that would look really great. That would make it nice.
If you want to put some badging or whatever, or some just something to jazz it up inside that freaking scene.
In
that
fact,
you
he
gotta
could
go
even
across.
use white or something, and it
Some
would look really
bedazzling?
crisp and clean.
Well, like maybe fucking put a coin there, a button there, or something.
Yeah.
Badge, something. Depends on how much you can see when it's actually in the car with the seats in it.
You're not going to see much of it. You're not going to see much of it when the seats are in there.
Right.
And that when they get in the car, they're not going to be worried about the drips on the console. They're not going to be looking at that. Nobody.
Oh yeah, people look at everything, man. People look at everything. When they're nitpicking a car that you customized, fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Guys will be like, oh, look at how he did that. Oh, look at how he did that.
Yep,
Well,
details do matter sometimes.
He did put the hours of effort into it.
Yeah, you did.
Days.
A lot of effort into it. It looks good so far, man.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
can't
good.
see how we I can't wait to see what he does for the inserts.
Oh, well, that's that black plexiglass stuff.
Well, I don't know what it's gonna end up looking like.
Yeah.
Because that could go bad quick.
Yeah, that stuff cracks. It gets dirty.
Well, it
I don't
depends
know how
on
he's
what it
gonna
is.
keep
I mean,
clean.
Tom's good though. He's patient with what he does, so he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
But anyways, I gotta bounce, dude.
All right.
Peace.
We'll take care.
Catch you guys later on.
Hey, everybody. All right.
I got 6.
He's taking off because he wants to go freaking accomplish some things. I have to take off because I have to use the facilities.
All right. Well, you take care.
I
Thank
shall
you, Jimmy.
return. I shall return in a few moments.
Well, that'll give me time for a refill. I said 2 was my limit, but it is Friday night. I'm not leaving. Did you get the link, Shandog? I think it's okay this late in the stage, but I'm doing a troll avoidance. And I explained that earlier on in the video, and it's in your Hangouts too. But anyhow, I'm just watching out for trolls.
Hey, David.
Hello.
Wait a minute. Let me do this thing again. What the hell is that thing?
All right.
How's that?
That's good.
I figured it out.
I'm going to close
How's it going,
out
man?
Hangout.
What are you going to? Oh,
It's going great.
everybody. I had company come over, so I was just playing and listening a little bit.
Yeah, Tom Noble's supposed to come on.
Can you
and
hear me?
say- Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be good. Where'd it kept him? He left?
He decided to leave.
Oh. Is it too dark in my room?
Yeah, but it's just us. Who cares?
Yeah, true. I've been freaking sick, man. Trying to get better. I am getting better slowly. The doctor finally gave me one of those Z packs to take the other day.
Oh, okay. Well, they're hesitant to give people those anymore. Was it?
Because they tested me for COVID, but it was negative. Which is good. I'm glad. Who the frick wants that shit? I don't fucking want that.
Well, if you did test positive for COVID, they would know what to give you and what to treat you for.
Right, because they called me up and they're like, you're negative. I go, yes. So what do I have then? They're like, we don't know. I said, how about the flu?
Yeah.
You want to call it the flu? And then they didn't want to call it nothing.
They call it a virus.
Right.
That's the line for a doctor. We don't know what
That
it is.
is what
We
it
have
is.
a virus.
Hey, Shandog.
Oh,
There's
it's a
hey.
cat.
What's up, Captain Wire? Here he is.
How you been, Mike? I think he froze.
Yeah.
Damn it. Oh, well. Sorry, Mike.
Hey, you know what?
Mike will be back.
He's coming through little spurts.
Yeah.
I didn't know who was here up on the panel with you.
He just came up.
I know.
Who was it that never came back?
I don't know.
Ted.
Ted never made it back. He
There
must
he
be
is.
having technical difficulties. Yeah.
We can see him a little better now. Oh,
Oh,
he dropped.
he's gone. Totally.
That's all right.
Well, I'm going to hang
We'll
out
be
for
back.
Tom. Tom, or if you're listening, we're kind of looking for you. I know he's watching us, and I know Dizzy's watching us. I sent Sheena an invite, and I didn't hear anything from her. And I sent them out early enough, sometimes I don't get around to send it out until an hour before we start. That's not enough time.
Here's Ted.
Ted, okay.
Took long enough, huh?
That's all right. How you feeling, Ted?
Good. I'm on the PC, so that's why it's working.
Yeah.
The tablet and the phone didn't want to play.
Well, they
Kept
tell
running
you, even StreamYards to tell you, plug your device into the internet. Wi-Fi is
Yeah.
not going to work very well with your StreamYards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just it. And that's why
Yeah.
I like my setup on this freaking PC better than I did on a freaking laptop that I had. Partially because I like a PC better.
Yeah. Me
That
too.
way I can have a nice big monitor,
Yes.
and I don't have to rely on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And Wi-Fi is really easy to crack, so it's really easy for people to freaking steal your information. So
Yeah.
well, easier.
Well, I'm not worried about that here, but
Well, my brother's a computer consultant, and I got a smart TV. I would like to use the internet on the TV, and I said, he said, that's the only one reason you're going to get Wi-Fi. Don't get Wi-Fi. He said it's more trouble than it's worth.
yeah.
Well, if you don't
Yeah,
need
we-
Wi-Fi, there's no reason to get it.
He said,
Yeah,
I
we-
don't need it.
We have Wi-Fi because I have a tablet, my wife has a tablet, and also the phone, the cell phone uses
Yeah.
Wi-Fi when I'm here,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's good. So
Well, I have
saves
good,
us a lot of time.
I have
I just
Wi-Fi
live by
because
my-
it's free.
I live by
Great.
myself, and my phone, I have good internet on my phone, so I don't need to run it on the Wi-Fi.
Crystal uses the Wi-Fi, and sometimes we use the phone with the internet, which uses the Wi-Fi. But
Right.
other than that, no, I don't care about that. I don't care about Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah, I got unlimited
Crystal does.
data,
I don't.
and it works pretty well. It's not perfect, but it works.
Yeah, my cell phone I'm on a plan with my son, and he pays for it. He paid for my phone too.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't want me to not be in touch. He wants me to be able to, he worries about me.
Well, see, the plan that I have was set up for two people. Really, I would save a whole
Mhm.
lot of money, but if somebody else could be on my plan, because
Yeah.
it would only be another $10 to add another line to the plan. But
Yeah.
I don't know anybody, and you have to trust that somebody too.
Yeah,
I
Shandog,
think
we kind of gathered that, Shandog. Sorry about that, buddy. He says in the chat here, my connection sucks today. He's like, on the laptop, phone should work better.
Yeah, the echoing that was going on before, I don't know what that, I was able to get to it, but it, for some reason, it just kept echoing. But
Yeah, you were on the Wi-Fi, right?
I was on the Wi-Fi
Yeah,
and I was on the cell
Wi-Fi is-
phone.
Wi-Fi, again, even StreamYards will tell you, plug your
Yeah.
computer into the internet. Use an Ethernet
Yeah.
cable. Don't use
Yeah.
Wi-Fi if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
A lot
get
of
her.
people-
She does a.
They use the StreamYards with their phones and whatever freaking device and stuff, and they wonder why they're having problems. Well,
My wife does a Zoom thing with
Yeah.
some friends of hers at the same time, essentially, and she likes to use the PC. But I'm going to see if I can get her to use the tablet to do Zoom, because it'll do Zoom readily. We've done it before. It's just totally different.
yeah,
The
most of my
StreamYard,
friends,
because
most of the friends that stream and I hang out on their panels, most of them still use StreamYards, but a lot of them started using Zoom, and they found out that it's actually mucho more better, for what they do.
well, yeah, you're doing this through using YouTube and and StreamYard. That was one of the problems I was having before. Is there's no provision on the tablet to mute YouTube, so I couldn't mute YouTube. And that might have helped if that had worked, but oh well.
Well, that explains why some other people have had trouble with it when they've tried to use the tablet. I've seen people use two separate devices, like use the phone for YouTube,
Yeah,
then they're able to mute the YouTube on the phone, and then they're able
Correct.
to read the comments, and then use the
Correct.
tablet for the.
I was trying to do that, but it
Yeah.
kept telling me, yeah.
We understand. It works
Yes,
when
and-
it
and
wants to.
And on this, it was easy peasy.
Is
yeah,
there,
when she was
there's no
finished-
explanation. There's no explanation for why it works
we're-
and then why it doesn't work.
So we're in the process of moving. We've been putting all of our stuff in a storage unit, and we're selling our house. And we're going to be moving in with my son for a while till we find
Yeah.
another house to buy.
Yeah.
What,
And it's
what-
very
what do you-
complicated.
So why are you selling your house? Is it a piece of junk?
Well, we live about an hour from both of my sons, and they live within 20 minutes of each other. So we're going to move closer to them,
Yeah.
so we can also be closer to my grandkids.
Yeah.
and of course my two sons, and we want to get closer to them so that both of them, and that's why our house is sold. We've got the closing date is the 13th of October.
What'd you get for it?
We did quite well. We got about $20,000 more than asking.
Great.
Because, they offered more than, because the market's crazy.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that it just turns around on the other end when we become buyers, which we're going to be here shortly. It's the same. It's just, so we didn't really make any windfall. It's like we got what we needed to get, and
Well, at least the real estate has become more of an investment now than it was for a while, because real estate, experienced. And,
Real
the
estate
experts
is-
kept saying, okay, this is
the market's-
temporary.
This is a terrible time to buy a house because the market's in the toilet.
right, it's a good time to sell a house.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's a bad time to buy a house.
It's a seller's market. Yes. And when it's a seller's market, they call it a buyer's market.
Well, we're going to become a buyer here shortly, and but again, we got more for this than we would have normally.
Yeah.
So it's a wash. It's a wash. It's just
Yeah, it'll just be a wash. Yeah.
if you were selling a house and you didn't need it anymore, say grandma passed away and you had a house and you didn't, and you didn't need it anymore, you could sell it and you could make a fortune, but that's not the case. In our situation, we're just trying to move. We're not trying to make
Well, if you were just
Oh,
trying to
wait.
move, you didn't have to sell the damn house. You could have rented it out to somebody.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I don't want to be a landlord. I've been that route.
I've been a landlord. Yeah, I totally understand being a landlord.
Yeah,
You
no.
could hold on. Depending on how you want to do it, you could actually pay a company to freaking be the landlord for you.
A property manager.
Yeah. Yeah, but how much money do you make doing that? We have no interest in that. We lived in a duplex one time, and we had a tenant living in the other side, and it was a nightmare. It was
Well, I had a
nightmare.
duplex.
I said it was probably a douchebag.
Well, yeah. Well, he thought I was, so
I had pretty good luck at it. It was not bad, really, but I lived in an old house. But I had a
the
tenant
problem-
that wouldn't pay their rent.
well, the problem we had is that the people didn't care about the place, and there was one situation where they had a waterbed, and they were going to move the waterbed into another room in the apartment, which is upstairs. They had the upstairs, and we had the downstairs, sort of. And they were draining the waterbed out the window with a garden hose. Well, the garden hose came out of the waterbed mattress, and it leaked onto the floor and came down through our ceiling. I came home from work, and the hallway coming in to our part of the house, there was, sheetrock, and it was big spots on the thing, and the water was dripping down. And I know that above them was the bedroom, and I went and knocked, and I said, "What is going on?" Oh, and they went up and they said, "Yeah, the waterbed was dumping water on the floor. It was coming down through." It was.
No,
that's
I
just,
didn't allow water beds. No
Okay.
way. Water
I
beds.
Well-
got you on this one. You ready? There was a dude
Okay.
that lived upstairs from us, and he had bought the building. Okay.
Yeah.
And he went around to his friend did it for him, showing him how to do it, bleeding all the freaking the steam registers in the freaking house. All the freaking
Heat
the
registers.
radiators, and they're
Yeah.
they're baseboard radiators. So
Yeah.
he showed him how to bleed them all, right? And at first he held the can underneath the bleeders so that it wouldn't freaking leak freaking black fluid all over the freaking place and stuff like that.
Yes, that's nasty.
Well, anyway, so I left and I went back downstairs and I freaking told my friend I gotta go because I'm going to freaking do stuff. So I went to go do stuff, and when I came back, my bed had my blanket spread evenly over the entire bed, and I'm like, why is that? What? I didn't leave my bed like this.
Uh-oh.
And I asked my roommate, did you spread my blanket over my bed like that? And he's just like, no, dude, I don't touch your stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I ignored. I just ignored it, and I freaking went about my day. And when I went to freaking like pull the blanket back from my freaking mattress, I noticed that there was freaking black splotches all over the entire freaking mattress, and I'm like, what the hell is this? That's disgusting. So I didn't think anything of it. I put the blanket back and I just slept on top of it. And in the morning, I had sores on my back.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I didn't know what it was from.
I don't doubt
That
that.
was that
Weeks later,
scaling agent.
hold on. Weeks later, my roommate came clean with me finally. He's just like, oh yeah, I didn't know I didn't know any of that about the freaking them bleeding the freaking the radiators upstairs. So well, what happened was that there was black fluid coming down from the ceiling because when we didn't know what it was, we thought it was you upstairs doing something stupid because it was coming into my room. So I took a sponge and I sponged it all up, and then I squeezed the sponge out on top of your freaking mattress because I was pissed at you because I thought you're the one that did it, and I'm like, dude, you're an asshole. Like, why would you do that? He's like, well, because I thought it was you, dude. Okay, I'm like, no, it's not okay, dude. I'm getting freaking sores all over my back from that stuff. Gross, dude.
Do you know how expensive it is to replace a mattress?
No. It was a futon mattress. I had two futon mattresses stacked up on top of a fold-out couch. And it wasn't a hard frame fold-out. It was one of those soft ones. Well, anyway, it was a weird setup, and it was just all freaking cushy stuff. And he eventually, like I said, he eventually came clean and told me what he did, and I'm like, yeah, you're a douchebag, dude. Screw you. There's no excuse for that kind of stuff. Even if you're mad at me, confront me. What am I going to do? Freaking yell at you? I mean, come on, dude. You're my roommate.
Aren't you afraid of being yelled at?
There's no reason for us to be at that adversarial state because we don't have that bad of a problem with each other. We never did.
Mm-hmm.
We never had that kind of a problem with each other. And I'm like, dude, I tried to be straight with you about everything. If you had come to me and been like, dude, what the hell is this? All pissed off, I still would have been like, oh, no, that's from the guys upstairs. I didn't do that shit. I never did that. And he might not have believed me, but what am I going to do? I'm going to freaking go upstairs, and I'm going to freaking bring the landlord down here and be like, hey, talk to him and tell him what happened up there. And
that should have been between him and the landlord. It shouldn't have been.
The landlord, who was a friend of ours, would have told him, oh, yeah, we were bleeding the freaking radiators upstairs. That's my bad. Sorry. And that's how that would have gone down. Then I told him that, and he's just like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, dude, freaking don't jump to conclusions, man. Come to me. You're my bro, dude.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that settled that, and from then on, he did come to me. Whenever he freaking needed to freaking talk to me about something that was bugging him, I encouraged him to be open and honest with me. Hey, you're letting me live in your apartment, dude. If you have a problem with me, right away, tell me about it right away.
Yeah, these people were writing they were writing football scores on the wall next to their recliner. On knotty pine boards. They were when they moved out because the furniture's gone. I went in and I saw, what is all this? And it said Patriots, Falcons score, all the way down the wall. And about that time, she approached me. The wife approached me and she says, "Oh yeah," she says, "I'm here to talk about getting the security deposit. When can we expect that?" And I said, "Security deposit?"
You're not going to get it.
I said, I said, you're sadly mistaken if you're getting a penny. You're lucky that I'm not taking you to court, small claims court, for all these repairs that you've done in here.
Yep. And
I mean, wear and
paneling,
tear
it's
is
impossible to
one
repair
thing,
that. Yeah.
but writing on the walls, come on.
If you're
Well,
gonna
can't
write
you
on the
put
wall,
a
at least paint
clipboard
the
on the
damn
wall,
wall
or-
before you leave.
Well, it was
Can't you
not,
put
the thing is,
yourself
it was
a
naughty
tablet
pine
or-
boards, so there's no painting it really. It's
no, there's no way you could repair it because a lot of those.
well, you have to
lifetime
replace
things
the
have
boards.
already- They had an
You have
age.
to-
it's just
No,
they'll
I
never
wouldn't be
match.
writing on.
Tongue and groove, you know.
I wouldn't be
You know,
writing
they'll
on the
never
woodwork.
match.
No, but if I
No,
was, if
what's
if,
wrong
if
with people?
like I don't know why anybody would write on freaking woodwork anyway. That
I
just,
don't know either. That was kind of my I
Well,
mean,
couldn't they have
what-
gotten a 99-cent pad of paper? At least if they stuck it to the wall, they wouldn't have done as much
Yeah.
damage as they did.
yeah. And there were
there
other
was a
things.
way
I can't
around it,
remember them
yeah.
all, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. She was a hoarder too.
Well, see, what they would have to do is sand all that
No, she
naughty
was a
pine
slob.
down and repaint
That would be the
all of
easiest
it.
thing, probably, to sand it and then restain it, but it would
Ted,
never
They
look
would
right.
have to, yeah, but
Ted?
it would never match.
Yeah.
Was that person a collector or were they just a slob?
A collector.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a difference
She bought-
between. Well, hold on. Technically, a hoarder is somebody that hoards things.
Oh,
They
hold on.
collect. Hold on, David. They collect things. The modern interpretation of hoarding would be what most people would consider to be slobbery.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I don't
Yeah.
freaking get down with that whole thing of calling freaking like being a total freaking garbage slob, calling that
Yeah.
being a hoarder. No way, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, my grandmother, she's passed now, and she was one of the most important people in my life. Okay, ever.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, she had a tendency to not throw anything away. She was your
Yeah.
classic slob. You get me?
Yeah.
A nicer woman you'll never meet in your life. She was a very nice person, extremely generous, extremely helpful. She'd go out of her way and freaking end up broke just to freaking help others. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really freaking kind and generous person. I tell you this. Her house and her property were voluminous, and she filled them with garbage.
Yeah.
She never threw anything away.
Never went to the dump.
And it's not like the sanitation department was going to go out of their way to freaking visit the front of their home anyway. But anyway, yeah. Suffice it to say that their family had some issues and stuff like that. And she was not a collector of anything. One could argue that her husband was a collector of cars, but no, he wasn't. He was a scrap peddler. That's what he was.
Yep.
He raced cars at the local tracks and stuff like that. He was never a professional, but he did it for a hobby. And, well, part of the way that he augmented his income to afford that was to scrap cars. And
Yep.
that afforded him the opportunity to get nice big engines to put in some of his race cars, of course.
If you do
Well,
that
anyway.
right, that's
He was doing it, one of the accepted ways of doing it. But again, he was a slob as well. And there was like hundreds of freaking derelict cars on the property when he passed.
yeah.
So, I mean, not for nothing. A couple of slobs lived in that house, and just making it just the repairs on the home, like getting rid of the stuff cost the most money out of all of it. When my
Yeah.
uncle set about doing it, he spent well over $100,000, probably $150,000. It was the last thing I knew. It was closer to $150,000 that he spent in trash removal for dumpsters and things like that. He made a bunch of that money back by selling a lot of the things that he found. First edition books, and wow, a treasure trove of first edition books. But
Yeah.
a lot of them are in very bad condition, or like not so great condition, because they were piled high with garbage on top of them.
Yeah.
You know, and just like bags of clothes and like unbelievable amounts of broken bric-a-brac and things. And it was nonsense. So
Yeah.
he spent a lot of money getting rid of that stuff, and part of the money that he got was to sell some of those old rare cars and those
Yep.
old rare knickknacks and bric-a-bracs and bric-a-brac in the first edition books, and some of those nice expensive clothes that were in the freaking just hanging all over the place and freaking just crumpled up in the corners and things. There was
He's
some
lucky
rare
he was able-
clothes.
He's
So he
lucky he
sold
was
as
able
much
to
of
do
that
that.
crap. He sold as much of that crap as he could, and he dug my grandmother out of her filth. And I'll
Yeah.
say, even after all the money that he freaking got from all the freaking trinkets and the freaking valuables that were around the house that he could sell to get money to continue the project and to repair the home,
Yeah.
there was a hole in
Typically-
the side of the house that was
Yeah.
4 or 5 feet wide and like 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
There was just a hole, like the wall of the home missing to
Have you-
open to the
Have,
outside.
have you ever seen the TV show Hoarders?
Yes, and that's
Yes.
why I don't. This is why I'm saying I don't like the word hoarder being
Yeah.
used
Well,
on slobs.
Yeah. There's lots of ways you could describe it, but I think for some of them it starts out that way and then it becomes they can't manage it anymore. Then they never go to the dump or have the trash.
There
picked up.
are actually famous people that were quote unquote hoarders.
They kept it
Andy
hidden.
Warhol, the artist Andy Warhol, was a hoarder.
Warhol. Yeah.
When he died and they cleaned
Andy
his place out,
Warhol was a slob. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's probably one of the most famous ones.
I'll tell you
And I
this.
read this book one time. It was like the 10 famous hoarders. You know, people people have a real problem with it. It gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hoarders are not freaking like I keep trying to freaking like get people to redefine this in their mind, you know, and like
Well, you don't like the word. That's fine.
well, I know people that are hoarders, and I know people that are slobs. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a big difference. Like, there's a guy on YouTube right now. He's a dear friend of mine, and I don't visit his channel near enough, and because I'm busy watching other things a lot of the time. But he's always there, and he's always willing to talk to me, and we're still really good friends. His name is Harvey Spooner. Okay,
Yep. I know who Harvey
know-
is.
Ted,
I
you
know
know
who Harvey is.
and you know who Harvey is, Dave. But a lot of people don't. Okay, but Harvey is the quintessential Honda hoarder. Okay.
Yep.
And what is his favorite? ATCs. That's what he collects. Okay.
Yeah, but
He
if I may
is-
interrupt you, he collects a whole lot of stuff. And
Most of what he collects is ATCs. He's got
Yeah.
over 100 of them. And let me tell you something. He used to like the Honda Trail 50 and the Honda Trail 70 and things like that. But he filled his basement with those things. He filled his basement with it. Filled.
yeah, he has a basement full of them. He has a barn full of, well,
Now-
not a barn, but like a building full of motorcycles. And they're just sitting there rusting away and rotting away and wasting away because there's no
In-
way
in his-
possible you can
In
ride
his mind,
50 motorcycles.
again, with all due respect to him, within his
Oh,
mind,
as a person, I tremendously
Yeah,
respect him. I
he's
like
gonna
Harvey.
he plans on fixing each and every one of them.
There's no
he
way
won't
live-
possible he could fix
he
it.
won't
His
live long enough.
grandchildren wouldn't be able to fix them.
Well, you
Right.
do realize that Harvey's like close to 70 years old.
Yes, exactly.
He's not a spring chicken.
I've heard him talk about leaving that stuff and what they were going to do with. There's no
Oh,
way.
no, he's
possible
been-
whoever gets
He's
ends up-
been culling in the last like several years. he's been culling, and I encouraged him to cull. I'm like, some of those ones that you don't ride, you can't ride 100 bikes. You can't.
Yeah.
Like, even if you were able to maintain them indefinitely, with money and with time and effort and parts and things like that, you're not going to ride all of them. You're going to have a couple that are your favorite, and then you're going to give a little bit of attention to each one, maybe a day a year. But then again, I mean, come on. So
I have to admit,
he agreed with me. He's like, "Oh, you're totally right," and I don't think about selling them very often. But then I approached him in one of his comments several months later, and I was just like, "Hey Harvey, have you ever thought about what I said before?" He's like, "Again, Captain Jerk, I don't think I'm ready for something like that." And I didn't bug him for like a year after that, And then I did approach him again, and I'm like, "Hey Harvey, you said that it would be $100 for the carburetor for this one and $100 for the carburetor for that one. And you want to smash these carbs on something, if money's looking if the pocket's looking a little lean, why don't you get rid of one of them damn Yamahas there?" He's like, "Hey, you know what? That's not a terrible idea, and I'm gonna freaking keep that in mind because." He doesn't ride the Hondas. Well, he doesn't ride the Yamahas. He rides the Hondas.
He doesn't.
So he did. He did. He went and got rid of a couple of Hondas. Not Hondas. He went and got rid of a couple of Yamahas. He did. He finally did it. I'm like,
to make room for some
Hondas. Got rid of something.
And now he has room for some more Hondas.
Yeah. I told him that too. You got them little China quads and things. Go light them on fire in the backyard. Have a bonfire with them things.
Well, I was trying to get
ahead,
a word
David.
in edgewise here.
Go ahead, David.
I have gotten his channel depresses me,
Who?
and I'm looking at it right now. I'm subscribed to him, but I don't have the bell isn't ringing. It's saying don't send any notification. I would come home from work and he'd have a video on every day, and I would sit there and eat dinner and listen to his video. And it got to the point where I got so depressed from watching him trying to save some kind of piece of shit. And I had to quit watching it. But I've met Harvey, talked to him. He is a great person. He's a great person to know. But part of it is he has gotten. This thing has turned into a problem, and he's gotten himself backed into a corner
He's one of the quintessential. He's one of the original YouTube revivalists. Okay.
Yeah.
And he revives.
He started from the grassroots.
Yeah. He revives bikes like 10 years or more back. He's one
But
of
his
the
older
originals.
videos were better. It was.
He's
cool.
one of the originals that started doing it as like
7 years.
like repetitively and freaking like just nailing it, freaking hitting it out of the park every time. Just like.
Yeah.
And there's very few problems that he's run up against where he freaking failed or he stopped. He's gonna try and try and try. I even gave him an engine. Like one time, he said he was coming up to Dizzy's and that he was going to come pick me up. And when he picked me up, he's going to pick up an engine from me. So I gave it to him. I was like, "Here, it needs this work done to it, and it doesn't have a carburetor." And it's like, "Well, I'll take care of all that. It's not a problem." And
I like Harvey as a person. I love Harvey. Harvey's great.
Yeah, he is.
I feel bad for him that he has created this problem for himself.
He's generous, he's kind, and he's soft spoken. He's not like he's non-confrontational. He's great.
Yeah.
He's not a pushover.
Guys,
he's not stupid.
I gotta go have something to eat, take a shower, and all that noble stuff. So I'm sorry to get in so late, but that's the way it goes.
Hey, no problem, Ted. You can come when you can.
It's good to talk to you. Talk to you later, David.
Good to see you, Ted. Have a good night.
Well, I think I'm gonna end the show right here. I don't know about Tom. Well, I think we're gonna see Tom. What do you think?
We're on 222 and 44. So it's up to you.
What does 222 and 44 mean?
2 hours, 22 minutes, and 44 seconds.
Oh, we haven't been on there. I thought we've been on here longer than that.
No,
I'm
we just
looking at my
turned
clock.
223.
Okay, well, then we're cool.
Nope. 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 13 seconds.
And 13 seconds. Okay.
Well, now it's 18.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Harvey Spooner. As a person, I really love him, but I burned out on his videos. Like you said, now I started about 6 years ago watching his videos. And like you said, he could he could diagnose a problem and hit it and get it and it's gone, But now he seems like he kind of piddles around with it,
I've been watching
It
Harvey
really
Spooner
makes me calm.
since the same time that I've been watching you Dizzy, and that was like 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
So that's close to 10 years right there.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the first people that he pointed out to me was like, hey, do you ever watch any videos from that guy Harvey Spooner?
Harvey Spooner. Yeah.
No. Who's Harvey Spooner? He's like, yeah, go watch Harvey Spooner.
You know how I found out about
he does a lot of stuff with Hondas. I'm like, okay. So I went over there and I looked up Harvey Spooner. And yeah, totally. He does all the Honda stuff. And I'm like, that's great. And I love it when he drags home like half of a China quad, like the back half of a China quad. It's just the engine on the frame. Like the whole front end's gone. The handlebars are gone.
Is that an example? Is that what Dizzy got, that he put the stool on the front of it?
That's similar. That's similar. But that's not the only time he ever dragged home the rear end of a quad. Okay. Sometimes it's just like the engine on the rear end of the frame with the freaking axle, and there's not even any wheels sometimes. And he's just like, yeah, I found this piece of a quad sitting out in front of somebody's house for trash pickup, and I just brought it home. I figured I'd go and freaking, poke at it and see if I can get it running. And he says it needs a new freaking box, and it needs a new this, and it needs a little tweak here and there. Oh, I got this carburetor's damaged, but I'll just throw that one in the freaking parts box, and I'll grab another one that I got it's the same exact quad that fits on there, and he gets it going in like freaking 20-minute video. We're like, what the heck? I love that. That's great. He brings home this utter piece of garbage and gets it freaking popping in like 20 minutes, dude. It's awesome.
How many people do you know that can do that,
Believe it or not, I know a lot of people that can do that because I know a ton of rednecks.
Mm-hmm.
And Hardy seems to have this nonchalance about it, just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go and do this and this, and this, and there you go. It's just like 1, 2, 3. It's to him, it's a time-tested traditional process. Boom, and he's got it nailed. He add a little Barrowmans to it, the seafoam, and he adds a little bit of this, and I think we're going to use a little bit of this today, but and a hoot of ether. Yep.
I loved how he says hoot of ether. And people I know don't want, they're anti-seafoam. I think seafoam's the most wonderful invention in the world.
It's great stuff. It has not everybody likes it, but it's good stuff.
In fact, I think it was on one of Harvey's videos. Somebody said, don't use starter fluid. It's not lubricated. And I said, that's the only starter fluid I use. It's lubricated. So it will not hurt your engine.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my screen bigger, but I'm on my phone now.
Just
My
flip
laptop
the phone.
phone.
Turn the phone on its side.
Yeah, you turned
Yeah,
off the rotation.
Oh, so let me figure that thing out.
You turned off the rotation. Turn it back on, and it'll probably
It'll do it automatically.
Yeah, I know.
You,
I'm trying to find it. I can't see it.
Mine is
it
in the
shouldn't.
freaking
Nobody
swipe
should have
down.
messed with it. It should work.
My phone.
Yeah, I never mess with it. I don't know why it's not working.
Mine, if I want to turn it back on, I just go like this, and then it's right there. See?
Yeah, I slide my bar down from the top, and I see all my stuff. I don't know. It doesn't say nothing about spinning.
My rotation. I turned off my rotation. See? I turned it off.
I didn't know you could turn it off.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with it. It
I
rotates.
turned it off
when I
because
want it to
it's
rotate.
pointless. I don't use it for filming or anything like that, so it's
Yeah.
kind of pointless.
Oh,
When I
well.
want it, I know that it's in the drop down right there, and I could just turn it back on in seconds. But
I've
then
seen
again,
it
I have
on here, but I just can't see it right now. I don't know why.
Then again,
But it's all right.
I have a really basic bitch cell phone because it's a prepaid. So,
Yeah, what did this phone cost me? I think it was $250. I got it like a year ago, maybe.
Yeah, that's what mine's worth. They gave it to me.
this
but if I
cost me
were to buy it-
$50.
Yeah.
And it does what you want. They tried to buy me to get a real expensive phone. Like, for what? What do I need that for? I just want a phone where you just talk.
Mike, I don't use this. Like, you see where I'm putting this? Like,
Yeah,
I have
down
to
in your
extend I
Probably,
have to extend my arm almost full extension to put that where I put it, because I don't care that it's like right in front of me or in my hand. I don't use my phone for anything but phone calls and text. Like, once in a while, I look something up on it, but not if I'm in my home. I have a computer. Why do I need a phone?
Yeah.
Why do I need a cell phone to do everything that my computer does?
true.
At that point, why would I need a PC? If
Well, that's why I use that laptop just to go on YouTube, or maybe to look up some stuff to buy or sell. I don't sell none, but see
I
what the
don't
hell's for sale.
I broke my laptop. I broke the screen because I threw a pen at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I was real. I was getting pissy like a freaking little baby, and I threw a pen at the freaking thing, and it smashed the shit out of the. I was like,
right.
ah!
Instead of getting your diaper changed.
yeah, and freaking the freaking moron or the retard that I am, I threw the pen as hard as I could, and I smashed the screen. I didn't even mean to. I meant to throw it at the keyboard. I think it bounced off the keyboard and hit the screen. So that's my stupid ass fault. And nope, no pity for me. I broke my laptop. Boo hoo. Too bad.
Lesson learned.
Well, so I got my PC back. I dug my PC out of a stack of PCs, of dead PCs that I have in my room, and I plugged it back in, and it works. But for how long, I don't know. I don't know.
We have a PC, but I never use the thing. I never use it.
This PC wasn't doing too good when I unplugged it, so who knows? Maybe it'll last. Maybe it will not.
Yeah. Hope it does.
No, it won't. It's it was made in 2009.
I'd have to ask Colleen how old our computer is, but I've never used the thing. She always did.
Yeah, my
I always just
computer
use
is
my phone.
quite old. It's well over a decade old.
Got some mileage on it then.
It's got Windows 10 on it
They must be new enough.
for the most part.
Is that the newest thing? Windows 10? I have no clue on that.
Yeah,
I put
Windows
Windows
10
10 on it.
The newest one, yeah.
I put Windows 10 on it.
And if it works,
Heck yeah.
Kinda. For the most part. Provisionally. Let's say that.
Hey, David, I asked you if you mind if I opened a box up on here, didn't I?
No, but you can open one.
Well, because Captain sent me something, I never opened it yet.
Oh, well,
And I
open
said I wanted to do it in front of him.
We'll
Why
do an
didn't you
opening.
open it
Let's
yet,
do it.
George? I told you open it.
Unboxing.
I know you did, but I don't know. I'm a weirdo. How's that? All right, I'm going to do it then, all right?
That's
I'll
fine.
go like this. My wife, I caught her one morning trying to open it. She thought it was for her, the mail. And I go, what do you, she goes, oh, I really thought it was mine.
Ah,
And it wasn't. But here we go. I'm going to open this up.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. That is nice. Can you see it?
If you
Where the
quit
heck is
moving
it?
the camera, we'll be able to see it.
How's that? You see that skull?
Oh, isn't that lovely?
Yeah, it is, man. I appreciate that.
it's nice and heavy, isn't it?
It is. That's a good paperweight.
It's not.
Oh, no, we got some more stuff in here.
It's not your run of the mill freaking like
Oh.
hollow plastic Chinese stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's not, man. Hold on a minute, David. Let me just straighten this out. Wow, nice magnets. Thank you, Captain. Wait a minute. I'm going to see if I can switch my phone around. Can I?
Yeah, at the bottom.
Right. Oh, no, that turned it off. Camera.
Bottom on the right. There's a button. Oh, we lost him.
I think he dropped.
Yeah, how do I get rid of myself here? It scared me. I saw my ugly big face on the screen.
Well, as much as we all love you, Dave, I mean, we don't want to see the wrinkles in your forehead.
That's right.
We don't want that to be the only thing that we see. Oh, there he
Here
is.
we go.
Back with us.
How's that? Do you
Oh,
see
yeah.
these?
Hey, it looks
Those
like
are
you
nice
got some,
magnets. Thank you, Captain.
it looks like you got some Americana there, red, white, and blue, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Red, white, and blue.
There you go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Beautiful. I really appreciate that. I wanted magnets for my
Sure.
refrigerator. This is great.
A friend of mine,
Yeah.
she has a pacemaker, and she told me, "Don't send me any magnets." And I said,
Really?
"Oh,
I can't have them?
well, I mean, a pacemaker is a sensitive piece of equipment.
Yeah. I'll
Be
bite that.
careful around them things, because that little tiny freaking machine that's supposed to be giving off an electrical pulse to make your heart beat. A strong magnet could affect that and make it not work right. So, there you
Well,
go.
these skulls come out really nice, though. Not to interrupt you, but nice job.
Sure. I'm glad you like it. I'm
I
making
do. I really
another-
do.
like that mold. I still have that mold, but if you'll notice, this is the face of that skull right there. You see?
Uh-huh.
Now,
I
I
put 'em up
filled
on
in
my
the
shelf.
eyes so that they're nice and smooth on the inside of the sockets now, right? And
And yet, how did you add the color to it?
Ooh, creepy
you see how
enough.
the bottom, you see how the bottom is still filled in, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that skull used to be a full skull like this.
Oh, I see.
I just put what I did was I put its face inside of a freaking box of silicone, and then when the silicone hardened, I pulled it out, and then I fill it with resin, and I I make those skull faces that you have right in front of you. So if you look up here, right behind me, up on this
Mhm.
shelf, see all those little freaking colored lumps?
I do.
Those are skulls that are just like the one that you have in front of you.
The same size, too?
These are identical to the one that you have, except for one thing. Yours is painted. These are not. See how that one is
Right,
red?
because you put some time into that with the paint. That paint come out really nice, man. The
That
effects
one
of
is
it.
red, right there. That one's red. The next one is pink. This one is clear, and it has a blue Hot Wheels inside of it. Those two are just like a light off-white color, and then the last one is purple right there. And I can customize the color, and I can put glow powder in them so they glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
And
Especially Halloween's coming up, man. I can't wait to show these off.
anything that glows in the dark, will glow under the black light. So there's that. I could also make them so that if it gets too cold in the room, it'll change color.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, I need one of those.
Yeah, that's
They used to call it hypercolor back in the day. You remember the hypercolor T-shirts?
Yeah.
You put it on, and then it adjusted it like somebody will put their freaking hand on your freaking back or something, and it'll change color.
Nah, I
And
never
you
saw
put
those.
the color handprint.
You guys
on
are too young to me.
Huh?
You guys are much younger than me.
Dave's 55.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm 59. So we're like
Okay.
the same age.
I'm
We're about the
46.
same, yeah. We're pushing 60.
I'm 46.
It
You're a
feels
youngster,
weird. I'm
Captain.
old enough to get senior discounts at places.
You are a youngster, young man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
can
can't get a
coffee.
senior discount yet either.
Well, see, my plan on my phone is a senior plan. I can get coffee for 47 cents.
My youngest uncle that I know of, he is he's 58 or 57. His name is John.
Yeah.
But that's on my father's side. My youngest uncle on my mother's side, well, the youngest of my mother's siblings is he's just turned 60 in
Oh,
Yeah.
I believe
Wow.
August, because he's a Leo. So-
I'm a Leo.
All right. Well, you
He
just
must
had
be a good
birthday.
guy. I'm a Leo.
You just had a birthday.
I did.
But anyway, the youngest person that's on my father's side, and the youngest of his siblings would be, she was born in 70, so she'd be 51 this
Yeah,
year.
it's totally opposite in my family. My father's youngest brother, I think, is 76 or 5.
Mhm.
And my mother's, they're all gone, really. I only have nobody on my mother's side with her. And there was 10 of them.
There's only that I know of. There's only one sibling on my father's side that has passed, and that's my biological father.
Oh,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
only one that I know of that's passed on either side of my family for like my mother's siblings or my father's siblings, So that's it. Like
Wow.
I have 2 grandparents left, and
Oh, lucky.
my grandfather's in his 90s, born in 28, and my grandmother was born in 31, so she's about to turn 90 in December.
Oh, they live a long life. Good for them. You'll live a long life.
There's a very long-lived people in my family. There sure
Yeah,
is.
longevity is
Definitely is.
a gene in my family, too.
Definitely.
I've
a thing.
outlived the family members that died early, as we say. And
There's
I'm on
definitely some longevity there in our family, but
Yeah.
man, I tell you, there's some days we don't feel like we should have longevity. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh my god! But anyway, I am trying to sell more skulls. So if your friends need any skulls, there, Mike, you let me know.
Yeah. What do you want for them now? The little ones. How much?
Oh, and by the way, I sell ones that are bigger than this. I sell ones that are life size. See that?
Right. Wow. Yeah, that is. What's something like that go for about? Or you can just tell me later. I don't care.
This one, I sell them. This is the freaking sale price. 100.
For life size.
Aren't they molded
That's
from a
before
real
shipping.
skull?
And this thing weighs more than a regular skull. This thing weighs more than a real skull. And
Yeah, but you had a real skull that you.
I can
made
put
molded from.
I can put a hole in the bottom like this,
Yeah.
so that
Oh,
we
yeah, you
can
could put it
light
on a
in the
post.
eyes. You see? Watch this. You ready?
Somebody would steal it.
Oh yeah, check that out.
Yeah, but you don't leave something like this outside.
Heck no. That goes in a window.
Inside your home. I mean, if you want to leave this outside, if I mean, it's not, the weather's not going to do anything to this. This stuff is polyurethane resin. The weather can't hurt this. This stuff is Tonka tough, dude. You're not gonna, unless you do something really seriously stupid to this, like drop it off of the top of a 5th-story building or something. I mean, you're not gonna.
It
really
deserves to be smashed.
You take care of this thing, it's gonna outlive you.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. This stuff is. This is hard. This is as hard as a rock, and rocks outlive us all, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Just like billiard, like when you go to play pool. No, just know for a fact that the pool balls on the table will live longer than you do. They will.
Right.
They will outlive you. This is made out of the same stuff as pool balls. This will outlive you easily. Unless there's a fire in your home, this will burn. Like, this will burn with all your furniture, yes. But it'll generally just like melt. It'll start smoking at a certain temperature, and then it will eventually light on fire. But I mean, like I said, you'd have to do something really stupid to this thing to hurt it. Even the smaller ones, like the magnets that you got there, Mike. I think he froze.
Yeah, I like those.
Oh, even them things, you'd have to freaking like take one of those things and he dropped.
We lost him.
Oh shit! Oh well,
He'll be back.
that happens.
That's Tom's.
What?
I don't know if Tom is watching or not.
Don't know. I'm not Tom. I don't know what he's doing.
Tom, what are you watching?
He might still be working on a Camaro. He might be having a freaking dinner.
He might be already having dinner by now.
Even one of those magnets that I gave you, you would have to freaking take that thing and freaking throw it as hard as you can at something to break it. You'd have to, like, if you took it and freaking went like this and it broke, then you've got super strong hands, because I haven't even been able to do that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Didn't you make Tom something for a shifter or the lights or something?
I made him one just like this. It's identical to this one. It's the same exact thing. The same one. It's even got the same kind of hole in the bottom. And what you see those holes in the bottom, inside that hole? See them?
I do.
That's where the light
I do.
comes out. Right there. That's where the eyes are. But anyway, so I can make these things all day, but they're not cheap. None of this stuff is. Like those
Oh,
magnets
sure it's
that I
not.
gave you, how much do you think one of those cost?
I don't know. I was trying to wonder. One of these. This
If I was to freaking sell those things at the recommended price, $7.
a piece for each one.
Yep.
But that's not bad. It comes with a magnet. It's handmade.
I tell you this thing, recommended price, $300. What do you think I sell them for $100?
Worth every penny.
Because there ain't nobody
It's pretty
paying
big.
$300 for these things.
It's pretty creepy. It's a skull. Ooh.
So at the friend price, at the sale price, these are $100 before shipping. At the friend price, I'll give you free shipping. That's pretty much all I can do for you.
Right?
But anyway, like if somebody wanted this thing and they didn't want it painted, okay, then it would look more like this one, because this one's not painted. You get me?
I
See
get
how
you.
there's no paint on it?
I like this painted one. This is nice. She painted
Yeah,
that. It come out really nice.
You have this skull face. This is identical to that skull face that you have, but yours is painted. All right.
Yeah, it's come out nice, Captain. You did a really nice job.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a new mold for this whole skull. You see this one? The whole thing here? I used to make whole ones like this, and I had 2 different molds for this, and I killed both of them. They're dead. I had 2 different molds for this freaking skull, and I freaking killed them both.
How do you kill them though? You drop them?
No. You can't break the mold by dropping it because it's made out of rubber.
Oh, I have no clue.
One of them, when I was mixing a certain freaking like set of chemicals to produce a freaking to produce rubber, one of them it refused to set. Okay, it refused to solidify, and I just took it and I freaking threw the whole thing in the freaking trash because I couldn't even get it out of the mold. Because it would have taken me like a freaking month to clean it out, and I'm just like, no, forget it. It's not even worth it. You know, it's an expensive mold, and it is an expensive piece. You know, because if I make this out of rubber, that doubles the price. And the recommended price for one of these is $100, even though this is the smaller one. So I don't go by recommended.
Still a
prices.
good sized skull. Come on.
Well, that one's the size of a grapefruit. This one's the size of a freaking cantaloupe.
Right? Bowling ball.
It's a freaking regular size human skull, dude. It's crazy big. But so I had another mold that I had made, you know, like I had an older mold that I was using, and it was great. And then I made a new one because I found out a way to improve it, you know. So I did. I had the older mold just like waiting in the wings, you know, sitting in the back of a freaking drawer somewhere. And I failed with the first one because the rubber stuck to the inside of the mold. You see what I'm saying?
I do, but how come it's stuck into it?
Which it destroyed the freaking mold. And then I tried the second mold. I tried again, and that destroyed the mold as well by not solidifying it all. And it was just goopy inside the mold, and it freaking, I couldn't get it out of the details of the inside of the mold. Like I said, it would have taken me a month or more to clean out the inside of that, working at it a couple hours a day, because you work at it steady until the job is done, because it would drive you nuts. You know, so it would have taken me a long time to clean it up, and I said forget it, and I just trashed it, just threw the whole kit and caboodle right in the garbage. So it's high time I had another mold for these freaking medium-sized skulls, because I sell these $40-50 minimum. I have to.
And if they wanted them to glow in the dark, you can do that.
Yeah, but that might raise the price depending on.
Well, yeah,
that's
understandable.
At the friend price, that's not going to raise the freaking price very much at all, if at all. But at the freaking at the customer price, well, yeah, I'm going to have to freaking jack the price a little bit, because the glow powder.
Well, yeah, that's common sense.
Well, for 10 grams of glow powder at $20, do the math.
Yeah,
it's expensive. So I could order some from China, but it's not as good a quality, you know. Plus, they tell you, you know, buy American, spend American, you know. Well, it's a
way to try to do it.
Well, if I do that, the freaking, it doubles the price of the freaking glow. It actually triples the price of the glow powder. So
yeah,
I try to get the Chinese stuff so I could freaking I could pass the savings on to you, the customer. Yes.
Right.
Price invest in plastic skulls. No, a lot of people are not going to be investing in resin skulls anytime soon. That's fine.
Well, Halloween is coming. Some people are going to want them.
People don't buy Halloween stuff until October, dude. That's a fact.
Yeah, I know. That's what, about 15 more days.
People don't care enough about Halloween to buy quality stuff. Okay.
Well, advertise on Jimmy's billboard.
This is part of the thing that I've been telling people. Skulls are not just Halloween. If you're a biker, you like skulls all year round.
Yeah.
If you're a morbid freak like me, you like skulls every day.
Gothic people like those?
Yes, but only provisionally. They like them as part of the motif, not as the point. Okay.
Right.
Gothic people, the point is
Darkness.
not just the macabre, it's the whole experience, of which, like, a skull in the corner might be part of the motif, but that wouldn't be the point of the freaking of the scenery, you know.
Well, I had a nephew that was Gothic.
I was goth for a while, but that wasn't.
Yeah, he was. He was for a while.
That's not the only thing I dabbled in. I actually dabbled in mod. I dabbled in punk. You know, a lot of different things. So whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yahoo, yeah, man. No one likes you. Fuck them, right? Accept me for who I am, or go fuck
Go
me.
ahead, go for it.
And
New corns. Oh, there's no more corns. Is that
one
right?
more.
Hi, Crystal.
I
Hi, Crystal.
How you doing?
Guys, though.
probably potato salad.
There you go. Squeeze that skull.
Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to branch out and freaking do more than just skulls, but you know, it's kind of difficult when people don't tell me what they want. You see,
Yeah.
if you want giraffes, well, approach me and tell me that you want a damn giraffe.
Oh, that'd be cool. A skull head on a giraffe.
Yeah.
I know. Look at you now.
Ah! I love you, Mike.
Yeah.
You're a great guy, but shut up.
Right.
Anyway,
Body color code.
so, you know, if somebody wanted like a replica of if they wanted like a dozen like little R2D2s all over their freaking office done in different freaking like fluorescent colors or something, I can totally do's that. Yes, I can. I can totally doodly do's that. But
Oh yeah. So you need to, like, when you do your thing, let people know that you know it's not only skulls.
I
Anything.
do. But getting custom made toys is not everybody's priority.
Right.
You get me?
Very select.
If somebody,
mean,
if somebody was a sex worker and they needed a bunch of freaking rubber dicks, well, I could probably accommodate them, but
Yeah. Nice veiny strap on.
it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. You know, I'm just saying. It's anything that I do is custom work. You know, I have a bunch of stuff sitting up on a shelf that people could buy. Yes, I do, but that's not the only thing about what I do. I don't just have inventory sitting on a shelf or in a box waiting for you to pick out what you want. Okay. Most of what I do is custom work. What do you want? Okay. Like, Mike, if you were to approach me and said that you wanted a skull, what kind of skull would you want? How about that?
Right. I want a glow in the dark one for sure.
Okay. So you want a glow in the dark skull. How big do you want it? Do you want it the size of a freaking fingernail? Or do you want it the size of somebody's unsightly tumor?
Yeah, probably more like that, man.
Or anything in
Yeah.
between?
Like the one you just gave me, man. That's a
So
nice
you want-
size.
You would want a glow skull that's something like this, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Something
this one you
size?
look. Yep.
All right. Now, I can totally doodly doos that too. All right. Because I'm about to make a new mold, I can make that freaking mold. You don't pay for the mold because the mold is going to be made so I can make multiple skulls.
Mhm.
I can make many of these. Okay. So you don't pay for the price of the mold being made. You pay for me to put to mix the chemicals together, pour them into the mold, pop it out, trim off all the freaking nonsense, maybe even paint it up or something like that, or put a protective coating on it.
I
And
got another idea too.
there you go. Okay. Now, what's your other idea?
Well,
They
my
are-
brother-in-law, and he's a Steelers fan. I'd love to get one painted in the Steelers colors for him.
Okay, so that's what black and gold.
Yeah, I don't freaking know. I don't watch the Steelers.
I think it is
New
black.
England, brother. Yeah, I think it is black
I
and gold.
understand that, but I mean, if you're a
Yeah, I
business
think it
owner,
is.
you
I'd have to
kinda
figure
gotta
it
make-
out.
You kind of have to make it your business to freaking know like the colors of the freaking teams. Like
Yeah, whereabouts I'd want them. Yeah, you know what? I'll figure it out and let you know.
the Vikings is violet and gold or purple and gold or whatever.
Yeah, they're purple and
The
gold.
Seahawks is green, blue, and white or silver or some damn thing, and then the freaking the Packers is gold and green, and then or green and gold or whatever, and then the freaking Steelers is black and gold, and the freaking the Bucks is like a maroon and gold, something like that. So I'm thinking back to when I was a teenager. I actually still watched football once in a while because I was never really a super fan or anything like that. But I watched the Super Bowl mostly. Once in a while somebody'd be like, "Dude, you like football?" And I'm like, "Well, sometimes I'll watch a game if it's good or
Well,
something."
see, I watch a lot of games. I like football.
Yeah, tape this game. Can you watch? You want to watch this with me? I didn't get to watch it yet. I'm like, okay. Supposedly it's really good. It's got some really awesome plays in it. Okay, let's watch it. So watch and like sometimes a game is nice and satisfying because it's got some really epic plays and it's got some freaking turnovers and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. But normally I'm just like whatever. I don't really care about sports that much. But if I'm watching football or something, I'm paying attention to every aspect of the football game. Like the uniforms, the colors. I'm paying attention to what people are eating in the stands, and it's because my attention to detail doesn't just fall on the freaking details of the game and the score and things like that, but because I have a business eye, I'm looking at how people are enjoying this game, how they are enjoying it, and what aspects of it they enjoy. What do they enjoy while they're watching? What do they enjoy in the stands while they're watching? What do they enjoy when they're freaking sitting in their home watching? What do I enjoy while I'm watching this game? Do I want a beer? Do I want a root beer? Do I want a Pepsi?
Or coffee.
Do I want nachos?
I usually
or
have a
do I-
coffee and a joint and something to eat.
Do I want to pig out on nachos or do I want to freaking stuff brats and wieners in my mouth? What do I want? What do I want? Food, or maybe I want just drinks. Maybe I want a mixed drink. What do I enjoy while I'm watching? Do I enjoy nothing? A bowl of popcorn, pretzels, peanuts, whatever. Right? What do I enjoy with? Maybe I'm just listening to the game and to the announcers that are announcing the game and stuff like that, So
Anything's possible, man.
am I actually freaking like listening or am I watching? See?
Yeah.
Having a business eye, I look at as many different aspects of this as I can. It's the same thing with this. I've been looking at the different aspects of this and the different freaking perspectives of this for a long time. People don't just want skulls. They do want something. Yes, they do. But what do they want?
I like these magnet ones you made, man. Those are going to be good on the
I
fridge.
tell people all the time, if you don't want skulls, tell me what you want and I could probably freaking make it. It's going to cost you,
But it's a nice handmade gift.
but it's not a gift.
Well, I'm saying if I got it for somebody, it is.
If I'm going to sell something to somebody, it's going to cost them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm getting it as a gift for somebody. That's what I meant.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, if I'm talking to somebody that's a potential customer, I'm not going to gift them.
Right.
If I
Why would you?
give them just a gift, they're going to take what I give them and then they're going to walk away, and I'm never going to see them again.
At any rate. I hear what you're saying, though.
But
Yeah.
if I send
Really, I
somebody-
can't wait to show my friends these.
I've
gonna
done
watch
this
them.
a couple of times. I've sent people, YouTubers that I don't even know personally. I've sent them packages. A couple of people just recently. I sent one to Pudding's Fab Shop, Puddin's Fab Shop, right? He's a YouTuber that freaking does work on like old like junk cars and stuff like that. And Vice Grip Garage. All right. If you
Right.
know either
It's
one
a
of
good
those,
name, Vice Grip Garage. I like that.
Yeah, I like
Vice
that.
Grip Garage is a great freaking channel. The guy that runs it, his name is Derek. Sometimes he's got his family on there. He's got a freaking lovely wife, and he's got 3 great sons that freaking help him out in the shop and freaking
Yeah.
help him do chores and freaking work on the cars. He's
That's
got
cool.
them
That's a
rented
good show.
sometimes, you know, and freaking it's a great family freaking environment. He's not profane. He doesn't cuss, you know. Once in a while, he'll make some little goofy, you know, comment or something like that. That's a little more risque or, you know, whatever. But no, he's not profane and he's not offensive most of the time because he wants.
Well, he's got family on there too, right?
He wants anybody of any age to be able to come over there and freaking, you know, enjoy what's
Enjoy
going
it.
on, and him showing you how he's getting like, oh, well, what we got here is a 1969 Barracuda, and we're gonna freaking try to get it running. You know, it's a will it start video. And just if you like this kind of content, why don't you just go ahead and bleep bloop that down there in the comments section and let you know, you know. And
Yeah, I like it.
if you like that kind of humor, that's exactly him.
Yeah,
right there.
I like his sense of humor. I really do. He has a great sense of humor.
He's a great freaking fella, and I sent him a package full of skulls and stuff. I sent him a bunch of ones that look like shifter knobs, right? The size of shifter knobs. I sent him a bunch of those. I sent him a bunch of magnets. I sent him one of my channel stickers, and I did the same thing for Puddin's Fab Shop. Those packages were almost like pretty much identical, you know. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want people to freaking see what's going on and freaking have that be some
Right.
kind of freaking advertising.
Share it out so other people know.
If you
Exactly.
want Captain Jerk skulls, there you go. I just freaking I just sent a package off to a really freaking like crazy popular YouTuber and Puddin's Fab Shop. He's not crazy popular yet, but he is popular enough where he's an up and comer. Okay, so when people see that over there, they're just like, "Hey, who's this Captain Jerk guy? He makes all them skulls and them look really cool, and I think I want something like that for myself."
Yeah.
Well, it
Word of
doesn't
mouth,
go-
man.
Like that kind of advertising doesn't go like exactly like you plan all the time, but I did have one person come back to me and say, "Hey, man, I seen your package on Vice Grip Garage. That was really cool," but they didn't order a skull.
Yeah.
But at least people are paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
And now he knows if somebody's looking for a skull, he could say, I know somebody. Right?
Well, I mean, I doubt that he's going to freaking plug my freaking skulls to anybody else because he probably knows guys that have like a freaking whole garage full of freaking what do you call it? Those replicators. What do you call it? Machines.
Those machines here that they make them.
They
Not laser
3D
printers.
printers.
3D printers.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
3D
probably-
printer.
He probably knows somebody that's got a freaking garage full of 3D printers and all the trimmings and knows how to do all that stuff really great. And freaking, screw that Captain Jerk guy. I was just gonna freaking give my friend the business, you know, instead of him.
Right?
He probably wouldn't freaking consciously think that. He wouldn't consciously think to freaking give me any sales. No, of course not, because he doesn't know me. You know, he just knows that I sent him a box of cool stuff. He loved it too. His wife even loved it. She's like, "Oh wow, this is really cool." But that's as far as that went. So that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because I wanted him to have something anyway. Like in a future video, if he even freaking uses one of my skulls for the intended purpose, which is a shifter knob, like, well, hey, I got this freaking this old shit wagon that doesn't even have a freaking shifter knob on the shifter. What am I gonna do now? Well, somebody just sent me some shifter knobs in a recent package. And like he could even have a dream sequence where he's freaking thinking about it, you know, and be like, well, hey, thanks, Captain Jerk. These are really cool skulls. And if he uses them in his freaking show, he may or may not freaking have something like that going on. But then again, I really don't care. That's not what I intended for. I intended for him to freaking enjoy them. If it got
True.
to be, if it worked to be some kind of advertisement, great, fantastic. And if it doesn't, well, that's okay too. No harm, no foul.
There you go.
Because otherwise,
Excuse me.
otherwise, the stuff is just sitting around my apartment collecting dust. That's all it's doing is collecting dust. Like, if you look, Mike, can you come here for a second? Like, look at the screen.
Yes.
Do you see that big white cabinet looking thing in the corner right there? See it?
I do. Yep. There's like a long one and a short one.
Like right there on the corner of this, can you see all these little lumps, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I see them all in the refrigerator,
All
there,
that
freezer.
lumpy stuff. You know what those are?
I do.
Those
Magnets.
are skull magnets.
Man, that's a lot of them.
Tons of them. And if you'll notice, if I lift this up a little bit, you can see how there's different colors. There's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black. There's a ton of black. There's some gray. There's some brown. There's some freaking beige. There's some clear. There's some cream color. And don't mind my bald spot. But yeah, there's even some pink ones over there.
I like
There's
the
white
finger.
ones. There's every color you can freaking think of. And I can custom make colors. I can put glow powder in them little things. I
Yeah.
can freaking put sparkles in them. I can put glitter and shimmer and shine and freaking I can make them freaking like look almost like a mirror. I'm not kidding.
Did you make a lens or something that lit up or something?
No,
Oh. You sure?
that wasn't me. I don't play with electronics.
Maybe you just put your flashlight in something. That's what it
I
was.
did. I just did that a freaking.
No, not in that one. On
several
something
minutes
else.
ago.
No, not on that one. On one I thought you made for Tom or something.
No, that was him. He did that.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong.
You see how it's like the lights are almost blinking?
I do.
All I'm doing is this.
And it's
That's
fashion.
all I'm doing. If
You'd
you
have to
see
stand
that
there a
pink-
long time.
If you see that pink skull up there, that one actually glows in the dark. Right above my finger, right there. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
That pink skull glows in the dark. Does. So
Oh, it's pretty cool, man.
No. people like watch videos and they see people like somebody getting a freaking box of Captain Jerk stuff for free. Okay, a lot of people don't understand that that's a friend of mine most of the time. Like 999 of it out of 1,000. If they're getting something for free from me, that's a friend.
You like them.
And I'm not going to send like free stuff to just any jackass off the street. No, I can't. This stuff is way too expensive. Okay.
And it's time consuming.
It's not that
Is it
it's
not?
consuming. It's that it's the,
But is it not, though?
it's the price.
But it does take a lot of your time up, does it not?
Not as much as you would think. So it's
Oh,
not
see,
like
I would think it would.
I'm not worried about an hourly wage out of this. That's what, because it doesn't take as much time as you think. The freaking here, I'm going to do the process. Are you ready?
Mhm.
Here's my cup that I'm going to mix the chemicals in. All right. Don't pay attention to the freaking to the brand that's there, because it is a freaking brand of one of the chemicals that I buy. Okay. This is going to be the cup that I mix my chemicals in. You ready?
I am.
I'm going to pour some chemical from one part, and then I'm going to pour part B in there as well. Now, I have this on top of a scale, and I look at the number, and I need a little bit more A and a tiny bit more B, freaking just going back and forth. Now I got it balanced correctly where I got how much I need, and I have the parts that I require. Now, I'm going to take my stir stick, I'm gonna stir it up. And it's gonna be 5 minutes of stirring. I'm not kidding. At least, at bare minimum, 5 solid minutes of stirring.
So it's all in the mold, making the mold.
No, that's pouring. That's making the stuff to pour into the mold.
No,
Now-
but I mean, more of your time is having the mold, making the mold.
Listen,
Right.
listen. So now that I've stirred it, it's been 5 minutes, say, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I'm gonna freaking add some glitter. Okay, add some glitter. Here we go. Add some glitter. Stir it up a little bit. No, I don't like that. I need more. Now we add some more glitter. Maybe we'll add some shimmer as well. You know, stir that up a little bit more. Another 30 seconds of stirring. Okay, I think we like this one. Yeah, we're gonna use this. Now, here's my mold, right? I'm gonna freaking pour this into the damn mold. And that takes less than 30 seconds to do. Now, all in all, I have spent less than 10 minutes stirring those chemicals and adding different parts and colors and whatever, right? So, does it take that long? No, it does not. Making the mold, it can take a long time. Yes, you are correct about that, Shandog. You can. It can take a long time. Like, if I'm going to make a mold, the model that I'm molding, let's say this is the model that I'm molding right here. Let's say it's this one, because this one I am using as a model for a mold. Okay. Now I freaking have to fill in all these little flaws and all these little details with clay if I don't want them there in the mold. Okay. So what I do is I take my clay, which I have here, and I take little bits of it at a time, and I add them to the bottom because this was all open. This jaw actually moves up and down. It does. You can see there's even a split there.
So, oh, you
That
could
jaw-
put a hinge and make it. Is that what
It
you're
already
saying?
does that.
Well, move it. I can't see it.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, okay.
I put the clay in here so that it doesn't do that.
Okay.
Because I haven't made a 2-part freaking piece like that yet. Okay. And I'm not planning to for this mold. Okay. The reason that I'm making this as one solid piece is because I want it as one solid piece. If I'm going to make this as a freaking, as something that's going to have a flappy jaw on the bottom, then I can't have this be solid plastic all the way through. It would have to be hollow for the weight because it would be too much weight for the bottom jaw, or I would have to thicken up the jaw piece and I would have to freaking make the little freaking the little dowels that stick into the side of the skull. I'd have to make them thicker so that they didn't break every time you freaking put this down. Get me?
Yep,
So
I hear you there.
because
Very logical.
they're very thin, and because this is just a cheap plastic skull, this is light. You know, this is essentially a plastic ball.
Okay.
You know,
So you used a different material.
it's a hollow plastic ball. I filled it with wax so that it would actually would stay put when I freaking put it in the silicone to mold it. And then I filled in the
Nice.
bottom so that the jaw wouldn't move because that's not my goal right now. My goal is not to have a freaking 2-piece freaking product right now. It's just to have a static 1-piece product right now. So eventually I'll get to the point where I do make this in 2 pieces so that the jaw does move. But for right now, I want a 1-piece. So I went over some flaws that it has and I filled those with clay. I filled the whole bottom in with clay so that the jaw doesn't move and that it sits flat like that. You see?
Yeah, it looks good when it's flat.
Now that it's like this, it's ready for the mold. I can freaking put this, I can start molding this anytime. Okay. But right now, I'm talking to you gentlemen. So
How you doing?
when I do that, when I do that, and then I fill it with my chemical, like when I make this mold, ready? This takes hours, by the way. Like nitpicking all the little details and stuff like that, that takes hours. It doesn't have to if you start off with a good mold, if you start off with a good model. But this was a cheap plastic Chinese skull. So I had to make some modifications to it.
Yeah.
So now that I freaking made some modifications and I filled into places where I freaking had some flaws and the bottom so that the jaw doesn't move and the freaking eyes, because the eyes were all freaking like wacky on the inside and I didn't really like that. So now that I have it the way I want it, I could go about the arduous task of molding it. So I put it flat on the table or on a mat or something. And then I mix my chemicals together, which is a silicone rubber. And then I apply that. It has to freaking be done within 5 minutes or the silicone will solidify and it won't be good to anybody. So this has to be applied in a layer on this within 5 minutes. Stirring the two parts together and applying it to this has to happen in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, so you got to be really on your act there.
And I have to apply it in different doses, about anywhere from 50 to about 150 grams of it at a time. And I weigh it in grams because it's actually calibrated, or I could weigh it in freaking ounces if I really wanted to, which equates to about anywhere from 4 ounces to about 16 ounces. Not 16, about anywhere from 4 to 10 ounces each time. So 5 ounces of part A and 5 ounces of part B. Something like that, just for example. And then I use a disposable paintbrush and it's sitting there all goopy. And then when it's no longer sticky to the touch, or when it's like tacky and it doesn't, like, it's not liquid anymore, then you start mixing your next batch and freaking throw it on there as quick as you can. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You build up layers and layers until you get about a half inch, anywhere from a quarter to a half inch worth of rubber sticking off of it, you know. So about from there to about there. All across the entire freaking skull or model, whatever you're molding. And then
Right.
That's not the end of the process. Now you have this wacky lump. It's a round lump of rubber. So how is that going to be something that you can pour product into? You know, you can't just freaking sit that freaking flat, because you have to turn it over to fill it, right? So
Right.
what you have to do is you have to add a shell to it to make that freaking that when you take that off, it's going to be floppy rubber. When you take that off of the skull, it's going to be floppy rubber. So you need to freaking give it a shell. It's called a glove mold, or some people call it a mother mold. Okay. I call it a glove mold. So this glove mold, it holds the rubber mold so
Together.
that when you pour product into it, it's not just flopping around. And it saves on product, because I could make a mold that's just one big block of rubber that'll sit flat that I can pour right into. I could do that, but it would take a lot of product. It would take way more freaking rubber, and it would be kind of a waste. See what I'm saying?
I do.
So if I do a glove mold, I only have to have a certain freaking thickness of a layer of rubber over the whole skull, and it's like 1/3 of what I would need if I poured this as a whole block inside of a box, and then pop that out, and then like take this out of it, and then I would have just like this big freaking this big rubber block, you know,
Right.
that'll hold its own shape, you know, and all I'd have to do is just like put a rubber band around it, and boom, you know, it'll freaking stay closed well enough for me to pour stuff into it, because that's how I used to make my molds. But I want to try to save on the freaking expense of making the molds, and I pass the savings on to you.
There you go.
So now that I can make these molds cheaper, I can offer these for less money.
Yep. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. We're way over, and
It's been an hour since you thought of freaking ending it the first time.
yeah, well,
Exactly.
so we're gonna call it a night. Appreciate you coming.
Oh, you know, and I got to think Sheen is going to be on.
You know,
She
I
is?
haven't even checked to see
Yeah, I got a notification
anybody's
earlier.
on live or anything.
Yeah, she's supposed to go on, I think, because it's Friday night, SmackDown.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
She's already live.
Oh, okay.
well, we're gonna
But anyway,
conclude it here.
I'm going to go too, because I got to go make supper. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am
I am
too. I
too.
gotta get supper. That's one reason I'm going. So
I'll probably watch Sheena while I cook. I'm going to go cook
yeah, I'll
something.
watch Sheena. I'll watch Sheena while I'm eating
Oh,
supper
thanks,
or
mate.
something.
All right, hey, Captain, I'm going to call you tomorrow
All right.
in the afternoon.
Hey, great.
All right?
Good night, Dave. Good night,
Good
Mike.
night. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks,
Michael.
David.
Thanks, Shandong.
Bye. See you, Crystal. All right, David. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace out.
Later,
All
everybody.
right. Be good.